Look at Iran protesting. I like it. Rise up.
Isn't that amazing? Like, who knew the Iranian people had balls to kind of go against such a, well, you know, one of those rule with an iron fist leaders.
Well, I don't think the youth of Iran are all rah, rah, rah about their government.
Yeah, they kind of want a little change, I guess.
What's the deal?
Obama?
Well, what's the deal? They're pissed off because they know that the fix was in?
Yeah, a lot of those nations over there. Oh, the president, oh, look, he wins another term. Oh, did he? Let's see the votes, you know, see where they came from. Let's see the precincts.
Are they young, more liberal people, or are they more religious people who wanted a more conservative guy?
No,
they
it's
want
liberals.
Okay.
They want a little reform going on over there. They don't like the iron fist ruling and shit like that. And cost 7 people their lives, I guess, so far.
Yeah, if you talk to anyone that's been to Iran, wow, they think very differently than what we perceive them to be thinking.
The Iranian people, yeah.
Well, especially the younger ones.
Yep.
I don't know much about the older ones, but a few people I know went over there and they just ask a million questions about America. A million questions. How is it to live in America? What does America think of us? Mm-hmm. Can I have your blue jeans? Can I have your iPod?
Where are those American blue jeans?
That dumb blue jeans.
American blue jeans. Fucking, it's a monetary unit.
A lot of rioting, though, because they burned a car in Iran, and I thought the...
regular riot.
I thought the Lakers celebration was continuing, but...
Oh, is that what it looked like?
It turned out it was a different riot.
Riot.
And how about the freaking Penguins? I was telling Anthony, I forgot that the Steelers won the Super Bowl, so Pittsburgh's got the Super Bowl and the Stanley Cup right now.
Yeah.
And then you went a step further and said, well, if you think of the whole state, they also got baseball.
Yeah, they got baseball tied up.
With the Phillies thing.
Yeah. What are they as far as, well, obviously they're not the Lakers, but what is their team, basketball-wise?
Pittsburgh.
What do they got?
Pittsburgh.
Or just the state, Pennsylvania?
Oh, 76ers.
All right.
Yeah.
76ers.
Yeah, he scared me because then I'm starting to think, wait, does Pittsburgh have a basketball team? No, they do not.
No.
They probably have a WNBA franchise. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then just quickly, they got video of a guy, he's using a snowblower to clean up the hailstorm.
Yeah, hail.
Was that last night?
Like the middle of June. Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a strange season here in New York. Another kind of cold day for summer.
Yeah, it's, I'm disgusted with it.
Really?
Disgusted.
Just means September's going to be fucking blazing hot.
No, it doesn't. That's just it. It just means that the summer is going to be gone before it starts. When it's nice and warm in like April. In April when you get like 2 good weekends maybe. Mm-hmm. You're like, damn, this is cool, you know? May, you get some warm days. And then by June, every day's nice. Now?
Not this year.
It's gonna be July. Hopefully it'll be nice by then. And then what? You get like 2 months, and there you go, Labor Day weekend, goodbye.
Shut her down.
Goodbye, summer.
Get the cover for the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
There are people out there laughing at us like, we get summer 8 months a year. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, you know something?
Not here in New York.
A lot of places, Chicago had one of their coldest days on record.
Yesterday?
Yeah, like ever.
Really?
Since they've been keeping records.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Or at least a suburb thereof.
It's global warming.
Yeah, global warming. And then I love the global warming people that just turned it around and said, well, no, sometimes global warming can make it cold. It's like, well, shut up. just don't. What? Global cooling or global warming? Pick one, stick with it, so we can call you a load of shit. Like, don't turn around and say, no, man, it's the change in the jet streams, and it makes it colder in the...
See, Jersey Matt says I'm right.
Jersey?
The seasons are just shifting by a month. So now we're going to have to just adjust what summer is, adjust our holidays and everything else.
We will see in September, because
I'm telling
you in September. If it's warm in September, then
Again.
I'll go, okay.
It usually is warm in September.
Okay. Because usually, like I said, Labor Day weekend happens, and the next day it's 50 degrees out, and it sucks.
April showers bring
May showers.
That's what's happening.
And that brings June showers.
No. Oh, well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, because it's just sucked.
Oh, wow. So we're shifting a couple months then.
Yeah.
Because April doesn't rain anymore. Now it rains in May and June, which means now the flowers come out in July, which means Labor Day is now September 30th. How's that?
On a certain webcast I was watching last night very closely, there was a weather forecast, and it was amazing because the whole weather map and the 5-day forecast looking thing just said shit all over it. It actually looked like a real weather map, but it just said shit all across the days.
Why is that? Were you pointing at all the cities with your comfort wipe that was already used?
Comfort wipe. God, were we having fun with that thing yesterday?
We sure weren't. We sure
Could
were.
use that if you're a fatty.
There's one other quickie. So the hailstorms.
Yeah.
Guys using a snowblower. That was a little crazy. I guess we move into the big stuff now.
Yeah.
David Letterman had to apologize. I'm a fan of David Letterman. And this whole thing sickens me, to be completely honest. Because he apologized. Doesn't mean to apologize, but had to apologize to pretty much save his gig, I'm thinking, at this point.
Yeah,
so then Sarah Palin now accepts a fake apology. This is the country we live in.
Yeah.
We've had to apologize a bunch of times on our show. We could speak for ourselves. We never mean it.
We don't mean it.
It gets to a point where you're forced to apologize for something. Usually it's written for you, and then you read it, you don't mean it. And then everything goes away because people start to accept your fake apology. It's such a weird environment we live in.
Yep. You get your fake apology out there. You don't mean it. And then people go, okay, they apologized. And that, to them, is better than just saying nothing and going, all right, just let's move on with this. I'm not going to apologize because I don't really mean it. I shouldn't have to apologize, whatever it is. But, yeah, they'd rather just hear a fake apology that they're doing just to keep their jobs.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
We don't know Letterman, obviously. Do you think he means it when he says he's sorry and all that?
No, I think there was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that took place there. Man, because Les Moonves got contacted by...
Yeah, some Republican in New York.
Oof, yeah, that's...
What does that mean? They're going to, pump up their protesting?
No. This is before... Personally, I think he means it because they're so strict over there about that stuff. And Eddie Brill always said it comes from Dave. He doesn't like...
Really?
And I'm being really honest with you, man. Eddie says it comes like any type of jokes about underage shit he doesn't like.
Oh, yeah, that's why...
So I think that his apology... I think he realizes he just didn't know that young girl was there. He fucked up. It was like a comic. You put your foot in your mouth. It happens.
But he told the joke the next day. I mean,
Yeah,
he was all in with the joke and what it meant, and and assumed that everyone else thought, the same way
that
he
it was
did.
right. That it was cool. It's a joke. People get it.
But it's just scary because now comedy is going to be toned down even a little more now. Every time we lose one of these battles, you'll see the end result. You get more
scared.
You get more fun Eddie Murphy movies that suck at the box office.
People get scared to do anything edgy, to offend people that are in the public eye or whatever. And I understand it's the daughter, but he meant the older daughter. I don't know how that 14-year-old daughter ever got into the mix where people thought David was talking about her.
Because she was in New York with Sarah Palin, and the daughter that does have a kid.
Oh, was that
was
the problem?
Back home.
She was at the game with him.
Who even fucking knew that?
Right.
Who knew who was where? We just knew that the one daughter had the kid, and that's the whole
when you
deal.
hear Sarah Palin's
box of tissue?
when you hear that Sarah Palin's coming to New York, you just like everything is everything's on the table to make fun of.
The initial
You're not thinking who is actually in town.
No.
To Palin, it probably sounded like he was implying that her other daughter got knocked up. Like when you first hear that, it probably was like,
yeah. But then David explained that.
Yeah, his screw up was that he was he's a comedian. He was annoyed the next night that it got misinterpreted, and he was kind of sarcastic in his apology,
which he should have.
But I think
that's how it should work in this country. That's how it should work. David says a joke. Some people didn't like it. They expressed their opinion. They don't like the joke. David then goes on the air and explains the joke to maybe calm them down a little bit. That's not good enough. So they start, they're protesting and they start gathering. And then they put pressure on the person to now issue a fake apology. There's something really wrong with that in this country.
Yep.
Letterman doesn't want to apologize.
No one wants to apologize.
And then they
accept
silly. And then they accept the fake apology.
You look silly when you apologize in public. I
don't blame Sarah Palin for being mad because he's going after his daughters in one way or another. I understand all that.
Yeah.
And she expressed all that. Trust me, she got a lot of airtime.
But she accepted it, though.
And then Letterman explains, well, I wasn't talking about your 14-year-old daughter. I was talking about the 18-year-old daughter that was knocked up a little early in life.
She really has to just pretty much go back to Alaska, keep her yap shut, do her term, and then whatever the else she wants to, do after that. But as far as being in the national spotlight like she was during that presidential election, just go away, please.
I will never vote Republican if she's involved.
Oh, she won't be.
No, I know.
She was the death knell for the Republican Party as far as this election went.
I think I'm ready to vote for a young Republican.
A young Republican.
Absolutely.
A little more moderate, not such a religious zealot.
Of course not. I mean, some things,
some
other things have to be in there, but I have an open mind, and I would vote young Republican if it was the right person.
Yeah.
If Sarah Palin's involved, though, hell fucking no. She's a joke.
No.
So here's David Letterman last night, I guess. We got the whole thing.
All right, here, I've been thinking about this situation with Governor Palin and her family now for about a week. It was a week ago tonight, and maybe you know about it, maybe you don't know about it, but there was a joke that I told, and I thought I was telling it about the older daughter being at Yankee Stadium. And it was kind of a coarse joke. There's no getting around it. But I never thought it was anybody other than the older daughter. And before the show, I checked to make sure, in fact, that she is of legal age 18. Yeah. But the joke really...
Which, by the way, goes with what Jimmy was saying yesterday. Making sure that the daughter was of legal age.
Right.
And Jimmy had a problem with one of his jokes, and they wanted Jimmy to pump it up to make sure the person he was talking about was of legal age.
Yeah, it was just because there's.
That's exactly what you said yesterday.
Eddie Brill said that there was the thing with that is like a sticking point for Letterman, and he also doesn't like certain disease jokes. Like he doesn't like when you shit on cancer or like even like AIDS. We know you can't do, but like leukemia. There's a couple of things that for him are just personally he doesn't like them, and those are two of the ones that Eddie Brill has been saying that for years. He just doesn't like stuff like that.
18. Yeah. But the joke really, in and of itself, can't be defended. The next day, people are outraged. They're angry at me because they said, how could you make a lousy joke like that about the 14-year-old girl who was at the ball game? And I had, honestly, no idea that the 14-year-old girl, I had no idea that anybody was at the ball game except the governor, and I was told at the time that she was there with Rudy Giuliani. And that's right. And I really should have made the joke about Rudy. Because... But I didn't, and now people are getting angry, and they're saying, well, how can you say something like that about a 14-year-old girl, and what, does that make you feel good to make these horrible jokes about a kid who's completely innocent, minding her own business, and turns out she was at the ball game. I had no idea she was there. So she's now at the ball game, and people think that I made the joke about her. And but still, I'm wondering, well, what can I do to help people understand that I would never make a joke like this? I've never made jokes like this as long as we've been on the air, 30 long years, and you can't really be doing jokes like that. And I understand, of course, why people are upset. I would be upset myself. And then I was watching the Jim Lehrer NewsHour, and this commentator, the columnist Mark Shields, is talking about how I had made this indefensible joke about the 14-year-old girl, and I thought, oh, boy. Now I'm beginning to understand what the problem is here. It's the perception rather than the intent. It doesn't make any difference what my intent was. It's the perception. And as they say about jokes, that if you have to explain the joke, it's not a very good joke. And I'm certainly... Thank you. Thank you. Well... my responsibility. I take full blame for that. I told a bad joke. I told a joke that was beyond flawed, and my intent is completely meaningless compared to the perception. And since it was a joke I told, I feel that I need to do the right thing here and apologize for having told that joke. It's not your fault that it was misunderstood. It's my fault that it was misunderstood. Thank you. So I would like to apologize, especially to the two daughters involved, Bristol and Willow, and also to the governor and her family and everybody else who was outraged by the joke. I'm sorry about it, and I'll try to do better in the future. Thank you very much.
And told Mo haircut.
I love how he talks to his audience.
Yeah.
When he just sits down and talks to them,
It's all down home, isn't it?
It really is, man. He doesn't
home.
He doesn't do it often. He did a lot of that after 9/11, but
It's very Andy Griffith.
Right, when he sits down and goes, look, he really knows how to talk to his own audience when he needs to.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, and he explained it perfectly. I think he still had to do what he had to do, to be honest with you, but he saved face with that.
He did. It was an apology, but he definitely came off better than 99% of the people that apologize in public.
Yeah, I agree.
It was on his terms. It was in his forum, in front of his audience, which is fantastic. It's not like through a press release, at a press conference, something like that. It's on his show, like you said. He's talking to his audience, so it's almost like family. You're just kind of shooting the shit. And then you wind up apologizing, and people applaud, and it's over.
And he gets to explain the whole thing from the beginning to the end.
That's the most important thing.
Like when we had to fake apologize over the homeless Charlie thing.
Here's your apology. It's written down for you. Just say this. Don't elaborate. Oh, thanks.
Right.
I think we could fucking handle an apology by ourselves.
If you want to keep your jobs, you will read exactly what we wrote for you. These 2 sentences, no more, no less.
Yeah.
And we want it right at, what time was it at? Like 9:10?
Yeah. It's got to be said at exactly 9:10.
It's just amazing. When you're trying to entertain people, a lot of this stuff is off the cuff.
Right.
You're going to fuck up.
You're going to,
and
eventually you're going to say something that's going to anger somebody a little more than just them going, oh, well, that sucks. They're going to make a stink of it, and you're going to have to say something. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to say it on other people's terms and in a way that isn't you. That's another thing. When you're reading someone else's words that are supposed to be your apology, it's not sincere.
No, of course not.
We read other people's words as far as apologies.
How many times? I can't even count that high
Here's your
anymore.
apology. You're very sorry. Here it is. Oh, am I? Let me read how sorry I am, what I'm sorry about.
Can you at least spell my name right?
Yeah, thanks.
I, Greg Hudges. No, that's not how I spell Hughes, you idiots.
Hudges.
Dopes. That was a good 3.5 minutes from Letterman right there.
Yep. Yeah, it was very cool.
I think he saves face with the fake apology, and then the fake apology is accepted by Sarah Palin, which proves that she's just as dumb as they come.
But
she knows this stuff, that it's a fake apology.
But you know who did not accept?
Which is fine, because she'll at least go away for a while.
You know who did not accept fake apology?
Who?
FireDavidLetterman.com.
You mean our message board?
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I have no idea, yeah.
Our pest pretty much took over. Fire David Letterman.
They're making fun of it?
Oh, I hope David Letterman appreciates it.
They are actually having
David
some kind of
Letterman.
rally at 4:30 in front of the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Really?
And you know something? I would just hope that anti-demonstrators would show up in greater numbers than these idiots. Because now Dave's apologized. They said their official statement is they don't accept it. It's not enough.
Well, the thing is that Palin did accept it, which it kind of makes me like her a little bit. Like, she didn't try to milk it for more. She said that she accepted it. That was the first sincere apology he offered, and she accepted it. Well, I think that's enough. He said he was sorry, and she accepted it, and that's fine.
But now she'll accept an appearance on David Letterman. That's happening. Within a week or two. And then there'll be there, now Dave. Because he'll try to get a little edgy, and she'll be like, Dave.
Well, so you been to the ball game?
Yeah. Oh, Dave.
Everyone will laugh and applaud.
What do you think? What do you think the odds are she goes on the show?
Zero.
Zero.
Palin wants nothing. I'll tell you why, because it was about her daughter. If it was about her or her husband, then they could have done that. Like, if it was about him and her having sex.
Yeah. You're right, Jimmy.
I think that she'll just completely, and he probably doesn't want it because that could only be, I mean, he would have her, but that could only be a bed. There's no way that could be a great situation for him.
No.
She would just berate him, and he would have to just take it.
And he would just take it, yeah. Oh, yes.
He's pretty caustic. He doesn't like to take shit from people.
No, he doesn't. And he would have to. That's true. Oh, he can't just disappear after the show like he does. He'd have to sit there and shake her hand. And, I'm really sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, he does like the vamoose after the show.
Oh, he certainly does. It's the old catacombs under the Ed Sullivan Theater.
But that is all he is when you think about it. It's like he's just a nutty comic. Like, as much as we look at him like he's this talk show host, he's just a comedian who
he's a comic.
You say dumb shit sometimes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, you should have. Maybe Sam could get it. I mean, listening to Elizabeth Hasselbeck try to discuss the Letterman situation on The View. She's an embarrassment to young women everywhere, man. An embarrassment. Yeah. And once again, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar had to, set her straight.
Who I can't stand their whole stance on everything. Whoopi,
sure, I'm not even. It was more about what comedy is and what a public commentator is and basic shit. They were explaining to her.
Yeah, Whoopi's whole political agenda is just another one that's just shut up. But Hasselbeck, she goes off and starts crying about crap.
She's the worst.
She's a complete.
It is embarrassing.
She is the worst.
But that's the conservative voice they have. Like that's why so many people hate Ann Coulter's guts. But that's the alternate to a voice, quote, that's kind of on the conservative vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, because Whoopi's very liberal and Joy is very liberal, and they're both smart and they're funny. Mm-hmm. And this is the counterbalance to that is fucking stupid Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
But they hate Ann Coulter because she's not some dummy who sits there.
I'm not a fan of Coulter, but I respect her because she's very, very intelligent and knows what she's talking about, and she can hang in there with the best of them.
And she's sarcastic
Elizabeth
and shitty,
Hasselbeck, which is in that same genre, is someone that reads a few things on the internet or might read one of the political books from Barnes & Noble and then thinks she knows everything about politics.
Yeah.
She doesn't have I don't think she has an original thought in her head when it comes to that stuff.
No.
And Coulter certainly does.
And Coulter can get in there, and just swing with the best of them. There's no one's getting one over on Ann Coulter without her fighting. She's not going to sit there and start crying her eyes out when she reaches that dead end,
Right.
You reach that dead end and go, I don't know about this, and I'm being called out.
And then you got to nuzzle into Barbara Walters' old fucking boobs.
Oh, God.
Her old warm boobs for comfort.
That freckled cleavage. Liver spots.
Do you watch The View?
No.
I watch to get pissed off. You
Really?
gotta watch The View. I'm telling you. And I know there's some guys out there that'll back me up. It's amazing TV.
They'll back you up all right if you're watching The View. Why not?
I don't know. I don't know about that. You gotta watch.
No, I've seen it.
Then Sherry Shepherd is as dumb as they come.
Yeah, Dave's apology on TV, by the way.
It's everywhere.
It's going to be everywhere today.
I would love to know what the ratings are going to be for Letterman the last week or so.
Big.
Let me say hi to Tony in Connecticut. Tony.
Good morning, boys. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Goomba.
Hey, Anthony.
What's up, man?
I remember that morning that you did the apology.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say I loved at the end when you did that little thing with your tongue there, that little, sucking up noise. That.
Did I click my tongue?
Yeah, you did. Oh,
yeah.
So funny.
Even better was the crumbling up of the apology.
Oh, you heard being crumbled and thrown in the garbage
and
where
then
it belongs.
possibly some spitting after that.
Oh, boys.
They spit on their own floor.
But you know what? Our fake apology allowed us to continue doing our radio show.
That's it.
And I'm so glad that we're finally talking about the fake apology.
Yeah.
Because for so long, we're like, I can't believe we're being forced to do this. We can't say what this really is. And one day we just decided, you know what? No, this is what it is. It's a fake apology to get us to continue doing our radio show.
And to get it out there so the listeners know that if we ever have to apologize, it's a fake apology.
Oh, and then they'll come to us down the hall and go, look, I know you guys talk about how it's a fake apology, but
you've
please,
got to make this sound sincere.
this is a real apology.
All right.
And don't,
Sure.
like, a month later say it was a fake apology, okay?
It's like, yeah, we got you.
The
Don't
whole
worry.
thing
We're
is
on
a
it.
joke, man.
Man! You're not sorry, man. Yeah.
Of course not.
Here's.
Gene on Long Island.
Hey, what's going on,
Gene.
guys?
Hello?
Hey, I want to see Letterman do a top 10 list of things that would not offend anyone in the world. Just do the top 10 list and not say a word.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea because we're running out of things to make fun of,
All right, boys, punching out.
which is so weird. 'cause
man.
Isn't that what comedy is pretty much based on?
Yes.
Just making fun of everything? But now you really can't. And someone is saying now it's about time that Letterman goes after the current administration. Does he do Obama jokes on the show?
I honestly don't know.
I don't think he does. I haven't heard anyone doing real critical of Obama jokes. I've heard them joke about him in certain ways, and but not.
What a terrible present giver he is.
Yes,
Some guys have joked about that.
something like that,
His wife's eyes being a little buggy.
right?
Some comics have addressed
Exactly.
that.
Here's a question. As far as late night comedians go, okay? You throw Jon Stewart in there, obviously. Now, when did it become where if you're more of a Democratic comedian, you only make fun of the Republicans and vice versa? Like,
Yes.
did let's start with Leno. Did Leno make fun of the Democrats and the Republicans equally?
I'm going to guess he did. Because
Wow, you know something? I think you're right. Depending on who was president, that was your fair game, and they had been through so many presidents. Those long-term.
I just remember growing up, if Reagan's in office, you beat the shit out of Reagan
Right.
if you're a comedian. If Carter's in office, you just beat the
Sure.
shit. But something changed, and it seems like only in the last couple of years, literally, where you pick a party for the most part, and you go after the other party with your jokes, and maybe every once in a while you make fun of your own. But there's
Yeah.
almost like an agenda.
Clinton was fair game for everybody, and Bush was fair game.
Well, that's
for
what I'm
everybody.
trying to. That's the question, though. When did it start changing? Did Jon Stewart change that?
No, I think Stewart would have been. I think with Obama, he hasn't done anything yet, which he will. For them, I think Biden is the way they're starting to hit Obama through Biden's fuck
It's
ups.
such a cop out, though. Why? Because he's the old white guy.
No, just because he's giving them reason to saying like
Yeah,
really
yeah.
ridiculous things.
Yeah, he's given. He's got some.
But
I
no
think they'll
one's-
get to Obama.
No one's commenting on wishy-washy Obama.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, get on there and talk about wishy-washy Obama. Did you hear his statement on Ahmadinejad? It's like it was so carefully worded.
Everything's carefully worded in
and
this
written
society.
out and everything. He couldn't just speak with a little bit of passion and like that's a situation where somebody like I'll bring him up, old Ronnie Reagan would have gotten on there and boom, shot from the hip. That was old Ronnie Reagan style, whether it was written by a speechwriter or not. The guy knew how to deliver that stuff, and then he'd throw a few of his own little things in there. And
Who was the last president that improvised? Bush didn't improvise. Obama's not improvising.
Clinton was good at it, I think.
Clinton would throw.
I've seen Clinton jump at reporters and give them sincere answers that weren't rehearsed or written down or anything like that. And you had to respect him for that. And the cigar thing.
Yeah, of course.
gotta respect him.
He's on the phone with foreign leaders, getting his dick sucked with bentos. The history should prove that he was a real trooper and a good boy.
Yes, Arafat's waiting outside, and he's just getting a blowjob.
How do you not?
Fantastic.
The entire world peace is in the balance.
Yeah.
And he's getting his fucking fat southern hog sucked.
How do you get off in that? How do you hold a rod when Arafat's waiting outside for you?
Dude, my nubby dick is soft if the phone rings. If I hear the fucking theme music from a show I like from the other room, my dick shrinks.
Like what? What is
that MASH?
I'm concentrating too hard on something on TV. It's like I got world leaders outside. There's war in the balance. Suck my dick.
Talk about a power trip, though. That's fucking complete power.
Oh, hell yeah.
Danny, look at the instant feedback. Miley Cyrus blowjob pics. I can't say the website yet.
No way.
Well, we'll find out in a second.
In hell.
Brad in Atlanta. Brad.
Good morning, boys.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Just calling in to say, man, it's the same in every facet of life. I'm a camera operator and a part-time bartender. And people nowadays are getting so weirded out and pissed off about the littlest shit. You can't make a joke without somebody looking at you and, calling you a cunt bag, essentially. If you just, make the littlest comment. It's
really?
fucked up.
Brad?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you just put your hand in the register over there, Brad? Give me my money back.
Brad.
Not the best joke I ever heard.
Wait, as a bartender, you got to be careful about how you're shooting the shit with your patrons.
Yeah, man, because it's all about tips, and nowadays people, they're fucking stay-at-homers. They're not going out and fucking blowing money like they used to. So if you make the littlest, bullshit comment, they're going to totally eat your lunch if they don't like the way you fucking see the world. People are so sensitive and overblown about the littlest shit. It's just fucking retarded. But I love you, and I'm glad you're here.
All right. Hey, just handed this.
This just in?
Yeah, Leno told similar joke about Palin's daughter.
Oh, yeah?
Governor Palin announced over the weekend that her 17-year-old unmarried daughter is 5 months pregnant. And you thought John Edwards was in trouble before. Now he has really done it.
That's totally different, though.
Yeah, that is. That's the older daughter, obviously, the pregnant one.
Underage.
What?
17.
Pregnant.
Yeah, but he's playing off the fact that Palin announced that her daughter was pregnant.
Yeah.
He didn't just throw her in out of nowhere. Like, this is probably why he didn't get in trouble. He more just tied Edwards into a story. Like, people, I think, understood the tone that was coming from.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
What, Danny?
This is nothing new. I mean, there was an article I saw yesterday called 10 Reasons Why Sarah Palin's Outrage is Misplaced and Late.
Yeah.
Because this is all these jokes, and far worse than this joke, has happened before.
Yeah, that's true.
So why is she so outraged about it now? I mean, there was a bit on Saturday Night Live that suggested there was incest going on in the family. There have been very similar jokes about
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, why is Letterman the scapegoat for all this?
Because
he's the scapegoat. It's
Craig
a
Ferguson.
sick society.
I think if the older daughter was actually in town instead of the younger daughter, then it would have been a whole different story.
I agree.
Unfortunately.
But
even though I still believe Letterman was still going after the older daughter.
Sure he was. I believe what he said. I honestly believe he didn't know the 14-year-old was there because there's a lot of ways to shit on Sarah Palin,
but he doesn't
without doing that.
But he doesn't need to know who's actually in town for the joke he wanted to say.
No, the details. It's like everybody knew what he meant. Just stop. They knew that he meant the older daughter that got in a little bit of trouble there with the out-of-wedlock pregnancy during a pretty conservative run that mommy was making. So, that's where the goofing came from. No one was goofing on a 14-year-old ever.
The Republicans didn't look at her resume, man. that goes against the party line a little bit.
Zoinks. Yeah, that's
just a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Leno joke, this is from the Huffington Post.
Yep.
Huffington.
Here's where it's different.
Harumph.
Is I think that the joke here is being pointed at Edwards, not the daughter. Because the joke was, I'm just rereading it, but Governor Palin announced over the weekend that her 17-year-old unmarried daughter is 5 months pregnant. And you thought John Edwards was in trouble before. Now he's really done it. He's pointing the joke, making fun of Edwards.
That's true, yeah.
And not the daughter.
Yeah, it's different. Such a fine line between genius and stupid.
You want the real news? Get it out of the way. I absolutely agree with Jay from Huntington. We have some real news that went down yesterday.
You could call him Ray. Call him Ray J.
No.
Ray J. Johnson?
No.
Jay?
Yeah.
She doesn't have to call him Johnson.
I want to hear that bit again. That's a funny bit.
No, you don't.
That's a funny bit.
No, you don't.
Hey, because that's the way he says that.
You like the way he says it. Shut up.
It's good.
No, it's bad.
Because you don't know what to call him.
What do you call him? And he
Hey,
goes through
you
the
can
whole
call me.
thing.
Huh?
But then whatever you call him, he starts on it. And he's like, Mr. Johnson. Johnson? You doesn't have to call me Johnson. You can call me Ray. You can call me
I
Jay.
forget how that bit went. I would love to hear it again.
And it's like, okay, Ray. Ray, you doesn't have to call me Ray. What?
Mm-hmm. All right. This is the big news that went down last night, Ant.
Certainly is. Find that.
Yeah, are we close to find that?
Danny?
No.
You're too scared to click on a few things, huh?
No.
I cannot find it.
Okay. Still searching, right, Danny?
Yes, I do not know where this is.
Go.
No,
Go.
don't say that. What?
I do not know.
Hold the phone.
What the fuck?
Hold the phone. All right.
Is that real?
I haven't found it yet.
Is it actually?
What?
Do you
From
think?
what I'm reading,
Do you think it's actually?
I don't know, but from what I'm reading about it, I can't find the actual pictures yet, but from what I'm reading about it, it says that there's the same data, like from the actual camera source that's embedded in the picture as some other like pictures. So it supposedly was the same camera.
Is that the is there only one picture?
Yes.
There's only one picture in existence.
Wait, let me write something.
Can we?
Hold on.
All right.
Because I know where you're going. Let me just ask Dan this, and I don't even want to.
And who's the alleged guy?
Mitchell Musso.
Who's that a Twitter picture of?
That's Miley Cyrus and I guess the guy who allegedly she is having relations with. Allegedly.
She's very pretty in that picture. Let me see. What are you reading? Let me see what you're reading.
I can't. Yeah. Well, here's the article.
So basically, this picture
there's
will
the
be
article.
This picture will be taken down immediately, right?
Sure. If it's out there, I'm sure it'll be gone once it starts breaking.
Would there be any similarities in features that could be looked at that you can go, yeah, that's all right?
Yeah, like is there a photo of maybe the guy with a tiny penis?
I'm seeing. Wow. Holy Christ.
Who knows if it's even out there, fellas?
I know. That's
What's the story behind this? Let's dig deeper with this
The
one.
photo we're
Danny.
looking at is just a picture of her and this other guy's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dig deeper. What is this about? If this picture was out there.
Well, if it
What's
was
the
out
story
there, from what
behind
I'm
the
reading,
picture?
it looks as if she's involved with a gentleman, and she may or may not have a penis in her mouth. But that's what I'm reading.
Wow.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if that's indeed the case. But that's what I'm reading.
Click on the article again.
Oh, here you go.
Can everybody leave while I read the article?
All right.
How old is this article?
Yeah.
Hopefully it was written 10 years ago.
That I'm not sure.
Article.
I'm still in the early stages of my research.
Yeah.
But how would this article get out there? That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
How does this article go from...
I'll have to do some more reading.
This is
You don't know?
what
No,
must have
I'm
been
not, I don't
on
know
the-
what to say.
Is this breaking today, this article?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Wow. I'm sure Billy Ray can't be happy with that article. You know what I mean?
All right. Let's go to Mark in Ohio. Danny will stay on top of that, and we'll have more info.
Yes.
Mark.
Find as many articles as you can about that.
Immediately. Yes. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hello, fellows. How are you doing today?
Hi.
All right.
I'm disappointed in David Letterman. The first day he came out and he tried to do a little explanation about, and it sounded like he wasn't going to apologize. He was going to stand his ground, and why I don't see why he just didn't, come out and just say, go fuck yourself.
Dude, you're being naive, dude. You can't say that.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Unfortunately, the climate really sucks, and you just can't do that anymore. He did do that the next day. Pretty much was like, tough shit. What you're thinking. This is what I meant, and that's it. But unfortunately, that wasn't it, and the pressure was building, and it would have led to his firing. Unfortunately, so then you have to go with the fake apology, and then the person accepts the fake apology, and then we move on.
And dude, there are times in life where you're not a sellout. If you say you're sorry, like he just fucked up. He didn't realize something. It's being perceived, like he said, as what it's being perceived as. And if you hate Palin and you want to make fun of her, that's fine. But when you do a joke about fucking her daughter and she happens to be with her 14-year-old daughter or A-Rod fucking her daughter, you know what? Hey, look, you got to step out and go, sorry, for real didn't realize that. And you got to give a real apology and move on. It doesn't mean you're a sellout, but what was he supposed to do? Why would he say go fuck off when he gave her a justifiable reason to be pissed off?
Right.
No, I guess you got a point there, but I thought he was going to hold his ground. And you guys better be careful with this Miley Cyrus stuff, or you guys would be reading another written apology.
Nah, all we're seeing is
we're supporters of her.
Articles about it are coming up, but actually, the pictures are impossible to find.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Punching out.
How old is she, Miley Cyrus?
She's still young.
17 now, right?
Finally getting up there.
Something like that, but apparently the pictures are supposedly what? Taken when? What year?
I don't know, but the article
recently.
That article is just breaking this morning.
And
it's just breaking.
And that article, there's many copies of that article.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You know what?
On many different sites.
You know what though? There's definitely plausible deniability in that article. I think.
Oh yeah.
There's enough plausible deniability where you can just go, I didn't do that. Who took the picture? By the way, who took the picture?
The lucky motherfucker on the other end of it, I'm sure.
Yeah. From what I'm reading,
yeah,
it's the guy that wrote the article says that from the angle that the picture is taken,
yeah,
he says it looks as if it's probably just reached, like a camera was reached around.
Oh, really?
Well, that's.
Yeah, that's what the.
From what he's saying, it seems to be pointing in certain directions.
The description
that would make it awkward for
the article,
yeah,
right?
Exactly right. So it kind of, I guess you can kind of reach over the.
This is going to be a big story today.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think they could really get into a story that's so sordid.
True.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, fucking white guy not representing.
Although there have been lookalikes before.
Yeah,
when it comes to Miley Cyrus.
Yes, exactly. That's why plausible deniability.
Yeah.
There's always it wasn't me.
All right. All right. Why don't we take our first break, and then we're going to get to the big news from last night. The Letterman thing wasn't the biggest news story from last night.
What?
I'm going to explain after the break.
What?
I'll give you an idea. Sam came running in here with this big news story from last night.
Sam.
It's a huge news story.
Well,
that's your hint.
If it's Sam, then it's got to be good.
That's your hint. And remember Spidey?
Yes.
And Heidi?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What are they called again?
Well,
we forgot already, and we should have.
Spidey. They're called Spidey.
Oh, because Spencer and Heidi, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
Spidey was on the Today Show.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Spencer dude kind of threatened Al Roker, wanted to fight him because Heidi cried. It's just
this fighting.
It's pretty funny audio, though. And then something about if he wasn't a Christian, he would have beat up Al Roker on TV last night or yesterday morning, whatever. We'll explain that one, too. But first, this. Opie and Anthony on your radio dial. Wah. We're on the air. All right. Big news from last night.
Denied.
We're a little distracted.
Nah. News
We're doing some CSI shit.
from last night.
News from last night. I don't need this article laying around.
No. Enough of that. Move on.
Yeah, big news from last night. Sam came running in here with this. Huge news. Look at him run. It's awful.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at him. He's running down the hall and, well, not the audience.
He always runs like he has to shit.
Yeah. And the fists, right. He makes little fists and they shake back and forth in front of his tiny little tummy.
Big news, Sam, huh?
Run like a retard.
Yeah, last night was a big night for news, to say the least.
All right, let me just play the audio.
The least.
Because Ann has no idea yet.
Right?
I'm here tonight to announce a new general manager, Monday Night
Oh, no. Wait a minute.
Well, last night, you
This
see...
is how come? Look, I really trolled through the news now this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything with Vince McMahon's name on it. So this is big news.
Yeah, why isn't it in the paper, Sam?
Yeah, why isn't it in the paper
Anthony does
on
make a
these
good point.
newscasts?
All I can really...
I was all over Drudge. I was all, all the top stories.
All I can really chalk it up to would be irresponsible reporting.
Ah, okay.
I mean, this happened late-ish last night, so maybe it'll take,
Oh, right. So it'll be later in the broadcast day.
Yeah,
They're
some
still
of
getting
us,
facts.
some of us reporters like myself don't feel the need to sleep because we're here to inform people.
All right. Well, I like to know what's going on here. A new general manager.
Well, yes, Vicky Guerrero resigned last week, and so that was a big deal.
All right.
And then Vince McMahon came up on Raw, presumably to announce the new general manager.
Uh-oh. Well, where does this go?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let me hear. I'm very excited.
The flagship of the WWE.
Flagship.
After much deliberation and much consideration in terms of the candidates, I'm actually not going to announce the new general manager of Raw. I'm going to allow someone else to do that.
Someone else? So who's going to make the decision?
Genesis, what's that? That was delivered. That could be the most horribly delivered line.
Yeah, but they're there for the dummies that watch wrestling. Do you see what's happening here?
Yes. Wow. It just spoon feeding.
Yeah, let me reiterate.
Just jamming that down their throat.
Let me explain something to you.
All right.
When opportunity knocks, you've got to walk through that door. You've got to seize the moment. And when someone gives you an offer that you can't refuse, no matter what, don't refuse it. Therefore, tonight, with mixed emotions.
What are they chanting, Sam? I don't know this wrestling crap.
They're chanting, "We want Flair," because last night Raw was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, Ric Flair.
But he's retired, Sam.
Yeah.
He's retired from active competition. That doesn't mean that he couldn't accept the job of general manager should it be offered to him.
Yeah, but
Should
if that happens, then he's going to wrestle again.
No.
That's how it always works.
General manager.
Why can't these guys just retire?
Well, his job is to be kind of the boss, the overseer. He's not a wrestler.
I know it's the other league, but isn't Mick Foley pretty much all in now, wrestling all the time again?
He's the world champion of TNA.
And he's a friend of ours, and he's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
He's the heavyweight champion of the
world.
world.
Take up a collection so he can pay his bills? He doesn't want to be wrestling. He really is the champion
He's
now?
the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes. He went there as a commentator.
He kind of went. He started as like a general manager type, like the biggest shareholder of the company, and then he wrestled Sting for the world title and won, and so now he's the world champion.
Unbelievable!
Wow.
Therefore, tonight, with mixed emotions, my announcement is that I am selling Monday Night Raw.
No!
Yeah, that's right.
Wait a
No!
minute. You're selling Monday Night Raw? To who?
Listen to
Once again, for the dummies out there.
This is your. Wait a minute.
Right.
That's Jerry Lawler.
We love Jerry.
Monday Night Raw? To who? Huh?
Jerry used to do our show.
Wow.
And then we said something stupid. And
No, we said something factual.
yeah, good point.
I'll make that announcement right after we clear up this WWE Championship situation. Right after the match.
Oh, my God. He teases the shit out of it. That guy is the best.
He should be doing morning radio.
So
Wow, so we don't get to know until later on in the program.
Whoa, selling it to who?
Well,
He sounds so surprised.
No, selling it to Rachel. No, and his string of Peloponnese.
Come on.
All right.
Monday Night Raw will be independently owned and operated by a man with whom I have a history.
Oh, the chant was not. What do you think the chant was?
we want Flair.
No, Scott M. from Hop Punk. He said the chant was, "We're all fags."
No, that wasn't
We're
it.
all fags.
It didn't even
Okay.
sound like that.
Oh,
No?
see?
No, it wasn't.
Kinda did.
It
A
kind of
little.
sounded like that, Sam.
That's stupid. That's not what it
I
sounded
am
like.
I'm at the edge of my seat here trying to figure out who could have bought it.
Purchased Monday Night Raw.
But just bought it.
Well, and why wait? Leaf through the paper and find out for yourself. That's
looking.
right. It's not in the paper.
I've been looking in the sports section.
Yeah, check sports.
Look in the fake sports
let's
section.
See, we got plaques and the fucking gun
Plaxico
thing.
or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Then we got, hold on, it's got to be in here.
Yeah.
Just
go
slow
to
down.
the sports. Give us a quick thing of sports.
All right.
I know Brett Favre is thinking of making a
Favre.
comeback, even though he officially hasn't really left the game.
Brett says, return not far-fetched. Ugh.
You think he
Let's
said
see.
it that
Tiger's
way?
aim is true, but weather may be a factor at Bethpage.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Who wins the U.S. Open this year? Anyone? Any golf fans?
Vince McMahon.
He would if he played.
Yeah.
And, no, you know what would happen? 18th hole, he'd be ahead.
Yeah.
And the leaderboard would fall on him.
They always try to get him.
Yes, they always try to get him. That's true. Why?
He's a billionaire.
Wait, McFoley's a bad guy now? I'm getting some wrestling info
Is he
here.
heel?
Well, he's trying
He's
to.
a heel?
But it's hard. Like, the fans still kind of cheer him anyway.
Mets,
But he really wants to be a heel.
Yankees.
Right.
But they're not going to buy into that.
And here I am in the classified section. I've looked through the entire sports section, Obi.
Well,
I cannot find who purchased.
Did you check entertainment? Sports entertainment. Is there some kind of medium between the sports and the entertainment section?
No, Sam, there's
No.
not.
Sports entertainment?
No, it's not in here.
Oh, that's right before the obituaries.
It's in the comics.
Yeah.
It's by Marmaduke.
Monday Night Raw will be independently owned and operated by a man with whom I have a history with.
Oh.
However, never allow your personal feelings getting in the way of a good business
Good
decision.
business deal. That's Vince.
See,
Always.
which sets up a big confrontation, I'm
Vince
thinking.
will sell it to anyone, even somebody he might not be that fond of, and someone who's had a history of perhaps violence with.
Any guesses? Any guesses? I know who it is, so I can't. It's not fair for me.
Yeah. I'm going to guess. Is it someone old school?
Well, it's someone who's got experience.
Oh. I'm going to go with the Blue Blazers family.
Okay.
No.
See, that's very distasteful.
That's not good.
It's very distasteful.
Why? Why would that be distasteful?
Because the Blue Blazer, a.k.a. Owen Hart, passed away in an accident.
Well, maybe this is part of the settlement.
Did they get
I
Raw?
would imagine that Vince owes the family a few buckaroonies at this point.
I think Rowdy Roddy Piper.
That's a good guess.
It would be great. You ever see They Live?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, let's find out.
Great movie.
I've been compensated.
Mr. Perfect?
No, that's not.
Owen Hart?
Come on,
in
Anthony.
Andre the
overwhelming
Giant?
fashion,
Anthony.
which,
Bam Bam Bigelow.
for a man of my standards, is
Those men
saying
are all
something.
passed away.
Sorry.
So allow me, without further ado,
No more to do.
to introduce you to the man via satellite. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, the new and no doubt proud owner of Monday Night Raw, Donald J. Trump.
He's got music?
Yeah, that's
Donald Trump has music. Wait,
Of course he owns Raw.
Look.
What the fuck, Sam?
Donald Trump did not get into wrestling to this extent.
He purchased Raw. He purchased
No, he didn't.
He
Yes,
didn't.
Donald Trump purchased Monday Night Raw. Extra.
See what the shareholders have to say.
How bad does Donald Trump want to stay on TV?
Oh, does he
What
just
the
want
fuck?
Well, he purchased the highest rated cable TV show there is, Monday Night Raw.
He bought it.
Purchased, the brand, Raw, the Raw brand.
Get
Right.
me the Wall Street Journal.
What is
Because if he
yeah.
bought Raw, that would be like the headline.
I
What
think
is he-
Danny's on Yahoo Finance, so he'll probably.
He'll probably find it any minute now. Oh, well, looks like
You must have got a scoop here, because it's not even coming up in the headlines on the finance page for
for
WWE.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
The market's not open yet, so.
But the news should have broken.
Well,
and
the-
pre-market trading should be going off the hook, I bet.
The reporters and the market traders kind of get there at the same time, so.
Oh, okay.
That'll
Well,
probably
sure.
pop up.
All
before
right.
long.
You make perfect sense.
Yes.
Jersey Mad writes, Sam believes in Vince the same way 5-year-olds believe in Santa.
No, that's ridiculous.
There is no Santa. There is a Vince.
Of course there's I've met Vince McMahon before.
Yeah.
And Chris C. from Virginia answered my question. Phil Mickelson will win this weekend and make up for that horrible loss a few years back.
Oh.
Wrong. It's Tiger's year. again.
Is he the guy that chokes every year, Phil Mickelson? Who's the guy that chokes?
Oh, boy, does he choke. The biggest choker ever.
Is that fucking pussy who'll be 30 strokes ahead, and then he just falls onto the ground and puts his face by the hole and refuses to hit the ball?
Phil Mickelson.
That asshole.
Phil Mickelson is known for missing like 3-foot putts when they really mean a
what
lot.
a bum. Just makes me hate him and the sport. What a bum.
I don't know
He's a
why
great
we're
golfer,
discussing
though.
golf.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know why we're even discussing golf when a huge thing.
You're right.
Now, does the Donald come out?
Wait. But just because then we could seg into this. 1 year at the U.S. Open, the last time the U.S. Open was locally, Phil Mickelson actually hit his ball into a garbage pail. If you could find that.
You got to play it like that?
I forgot how it all went down, but it was.
How do you punch out of that one?
Was it on purpose? That's a great shot.
He was in the thick of things, and I think it was his drive ended up in a garbage pail, and they had to figure out what the fuck to do.
Shoot him.
So here we go. Now what?
Does the Donald come out?
He joins via satellite.
Oh, via satellite.
Yes.
Well, he's a very busy man. Now even busier.
Well, he owns Raw after all.
Of course he does. Primetime Sam Roberts.
Sam, I'm going to scoop you.
No.
Yes, I am.
Uh-oh.
Joint ownership with the Bushwhackers.
Okay.
Wow. That's right off the wire.
There's no way the Bushwhackers could afford Monday Night Raw.
That's something.
They were mid-card at best. They're not going to be able to afford Raw.
Yeah?
That's just goofy.
Is it?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, this is goofy.
Donald Trump. No. Donald Trump, of course, is a billionaire. He purchased Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Thanks, Vince. You finally put your ego aside and made a smart business move for a change. It's true. I, Donald Trump, am now the sole owner of Monday Night Raw. You know, Vince, you never really showed your appreciation for the Raw audience. My first act as owner is to do something unprecedented, unheard of, something you were too selfish and cheap to make happen, Vince. For the first time in its 17-year history, next week Raw will be presented live on USA commercial free.
Wait a minute.
Who ever heard of something like that?
No one's ever heard of anything like that, quite frankly. I certainly haven't, and I think you've lost your marbles. I mean, it's all about the money.
And guess what, Vince? I'm personally going to be at Raw next week. So look, a little word of advice. Don't get in my way.
What
is this?
This is very good.
My God.
What improv?
I just purchased Tuesday morning douche chill.
What? These guys are good.
Oh, God, is this horrible?
Why, the back and forth? It's really a good push and pull.
That banter. And Vince, whoa, hey.
So they're going commercial free? Who
Yeah,
cares?
but in bigger news, Donald Trump owns the show. Donald Trump's in charge. And Vince McMahon is going to come on to give his farewell speech. Only if Donald Trump will let him.
Now, is Donald Trump still doing The Apprentice?
That season just ended, but I don't think the show's canceled.
Yeah, the Celebrity Apprentice just ended about a month ago.
So, do you think maybe there'll be some kind of commercial for it? Sponsored by the whole show. That won't be commercial free. It's probably got one sponsor, and I'm sure Donald will be involved in that.
Technically, Donald Trump could put commercials on for his own stuff because he owns it.
Now, if he comes out next week, do you think he's going to take some bumps? You think Vince will come out and blindside him?
I don't know. I mean, it would take a lot of gall to push around the owner of Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean Vince McMahon?
No. Vince McMahon doesn't own Monday Night Raw anymore.
Oh, he doesn't, does he?
He sold it to Donald J. Trump.
On a whim.
No. He was given an offer that he couldn't refuse, and he thought about it.
It's about the money.
The money.
The money.
Yes. Now you understand.
Is it true Jake the Snake actually 25% owner, Sam?
No, that's not true.
Snake. Are you sure?
Yes, of course I'm sure. Jake the Snake can't afford Monday Night Raw. Any percentage of it.
Oh, by the way, it is printed in The Onion, is what Steve from Long Island is saying. The official article is in The Onion.
In The Onion, huh?
They usually do more silly stuff, but I guess...
they do fake stuff is what it is. I think that was his little joke there.
Traditionally.
It's fake stuff.
Traditionally.
Yeah.
All right, well,
there's... the Weekly World News, is that still out? I think that folded. I think this deal is in the finance section of the Weekly World News right after the Bat Boy story.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see what kind of fresh new ideas Donald Trump brings to Monday Night Raw. That's me, though.
Well, you heard him speaking very naturally. God, the way he fucking talks. With that puckered asshole lip mouth. His mouth that looks like a pink sock. Well, Vince, I am now the head owner, the primary owner of Monday Night Raw. And I'll do something unprecedented. What? Oh my God, what's he gonna do? Sam,
what?
What are you doing? You're a child.
Vince is a terrible businessman.
Why is that?
Why would he sell it to?
Why would he sell it to Donald Trump? And he didn't realize that Donald Trump would do some crazy things that Vince wouldn't appreciate.
Basically, Donald Trump offered
Setting
him
up 6 months of horseshit wrestling storylines.
And wouldn't this be Vince McMahon is in talks with Donald Trump? Like, this would have gone on. This isn't something that you pay for, like, used car, $300 as is.
A lot of times these deals happen under the table, so we don't know about it until...
No, a lot of times they don't, Sam.
What?
A lot of times when you have shareholders and a corporation that is publicly traded, you have to announce deals like this. You can't just sell a portion of your investment and your equity...
The flagship.
To Donald Trump, who also has to answer to people...
yeah, but Raw, it's different. It's different rules.
I gotta ask.
No,
I gotta ask Sam to step out of his ridiculous character for a second.
His feet get stuck in the character.
Someone is saying that Vince was going back and forth with a recording of Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump couldn't even be bothered to do this live for Vince. That he recorded his part, and Vince was talking to a recording.
Well, I will say the video did look like maybe a video, but it could also be, the way satellite feeds look now, you can't even tell anymore.
Danny,
so he never really... Yeah, let's see that. He never really asked him a direct question and then got an answer. He just kind of talked over him a little bit.
You gotta kind of know when to,
Yeah, but that's the way Donald Trump is,
I've never heard of it.
This just in, by the way.
God, Raw sold to Donald Trump.
Yeah,
there it is.
This just in from Scott from Quakertown. Andre the Giant was put on the board of directors.
How could that even be
That's
possible?
unbelievable, Sam.
Andre the Giant is passed away.
Well, then that's going to be tough for him to run the company.
Is this good news or bad news for Coco Beware?
Well, Coco Beware is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Coco Beware.
So.
Yes, what role will the bird play?
Right.
Frankie?
What role will his parrot? Frankie, listen to him. Frankie?
Fear of missing something?
That's an ad.
Bounce from website to website so you don't miss things.
So it's actually on WWE.com.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously.
So it's on a news site.
Why wouldn't it be on Donald Trump's website if he owns Raw now?
I think he's trying to focus all the energy to the WWE universe.
We're so fucked with commercials on the internet, huh?
Man, they are just going to
When did we
town
go
with
all in? The last few months?
Yeah,
That's
last
a brand
few
new
months,
thing.
really.
Now you cannot look at anything without seeing
I think
dumb
when
commercial
ad
first.
revenue took a shit.
Can I tell the people out there, change the way we look at ads. There's no reason for a 30 or 60-second ad anymore. That's old school shit.
Right. Yeah.
Do a 15-second ad. It'll make everybody happy. You'll still get your message out
people
there.
won't hate it.
Right. In terms of the candidates, I'm actually not going to announce the new general manager of Raw. I'm going to allow someone else to do that.
Someone else? So who's going to make the decision?
Let me explain something to you. When opportunity knocks, you've got to walk through that door. You've got to seize the moment.
He's hysterical. Look how dramatic he is.
And when someone gives you an offer that you can't refuse, no matter what, don't refuse it.
We're all facts, you're right.
Therefore,
No,
tonight,
that's not
with
what
mixed
they say.
emotions.
We hate Sam, I think.
Why would they say that?
Yeah, I hear it.
Who doesn't?
Oh, that's
not
the listeners.
just
I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Well, the listeners don't know what they're talking about in that case.
I am selling Monday Night Raw.
Do you think anybody actually believes
You're
that?
selling Monday Night Raw?
What do you mean?
Yes.
Look at that.
Jerry Lawler does.
Yeah.
Allow me, without further ado, to introduce you to the man via satellite.
Now let's see if he's talking to a video.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen,
not a live Donald
new
Trump.
and no doubt proud owner of Monday Night Raw, Donald J. Trump.
The pictures of him.
Oh, my God. He's got music, pictures.
Thanks, Vince. you finally put your ego aside and made a smart business move for a change. It's true. I, Donald Trump, am now the sole owner of Monday Night Raw. You know, Vince, you never really showed your appreciation for the Raw audience.
No.
Never once did I see that appreciation.
Well, that's not true,
I'm going to do stuff that's never been done before, never been seen before. My first act as owner is to do something unprecedented, unheard of. Something you were too selfish and cheap to make happen, Vince.
He couldn't do it live.
No, wait a minute. No, I can't wait a minute.
Next week, Raw will be presented live on USA commercial free.
Wait a minute. I know Donald has a sense of humor. You're really not serious about the commercial-free stuff. Commercial-free.
I'm personally going to be at Raw next week to run things the way I want to see them run, meaning the right way. So look, a little word of advice. Don't get in my way.
He was talking to a recording.
He was talking to a recording.
I mean, you got to also realize that Donald Trump tends to bully people, so sometimes he doesn't let you interrupt
How busy
him.
is Donald Trump that he can't do a live spot for Vince McMahon?
Can't do a live.
Jesus
Dude, he was just in an office. He had no ear set on, nothing. He just was talking.
Yeah, you're a good point. That's right. He did not have an earpiece on.
No, he didn't have an earpiece in or anything. He's just.
And Vince was doing the fake trying to interrupt.
Hey, 1 minute.
Like,
But with
talking to a tape.
With technology now, you can't see those earpieces anymore. They get
They're
very small
in the ears. All right.
And you're talking billionaire to billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure there might be some kind of new technology.
Yeah, that we're not aware of.
This just ends, Sam. Billy B. from Queens writes, Hillbilly Jim is now in charge of human resources.
All right, well, that's just ridiculous. It's a real company.
Danny.
What's Danny got to say about this?
He's not a fan of the
No, he
wrestling
just
bits on our show.
Warrior says this bit stinks.
No, that's not
Warrior says.
Warrior also thinks.
Warrior thinks. Warrior says. This bit stinks on ice.
Warrior says Donald Trump has jumped the shark.
I don't know. Trump's face was very pleasant to look at.
Wow, Chief Jay Strongbow is a silent partner in this whole thing.
Of course not.
How did that happen?
Of course, Chief Jay Strongbow is not a silent partner. That doesn't make any sense.
That's something.
Donald Trump is the sole owner. He's made his mark in real estate, and now he's ready to move on to new things.
Yeah?
Such as Monday Night Raw.
Will this news at least be on a placemat? I just want to see it somewhere.
You gotta.
I just want to see it somewhere, Sam.
Oh, he's going to do his research at a diner.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it will definitely be on commercial free next week.
Well, I think we'll find out a lot more next week, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen, because I don't think it's going to be peaceful.
No.
I don't think if he's going to be there, he's going to get in that ring, make the announcement that he is the sole owner, and then someone's going to hit him with a chair.
Something people forget, too, is that at WrestleMania 23, it was Donald Trump that shaved Vince McMahon's head.
You're right, I did forget that.
See, Danny forgot.
Of course. Yeah. And I'm going to forget it again in 1 minute.
Well, I'll remind you guys if you need.
Nah, it's okay. Thanks.
Right.
Thank you, though.
People are saying they loved Donald Trump's orange rub-on tan.
Wow, Donald Trump tans.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's called a power tan.
You think Donald's going to tell Vince, you're fired?
You're
Vince,
fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Back and forth like two jackasses. Oh, God damn, I love it.
Wait, what was Trump's catchphrase?
You're fired.
You're fired.
So they both have the same catchphrase?
Yes.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, but they
Vince
say
is
it
better, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Vince is way better.
Because Vince took mine. Of my impression of Vince.
Yeah, the WWE people have sort of admitted to that.
That was my impression of Vince doing "You're fired," and then Vince took it.
We would email the Anthony impression over to the Stanford officers, and they all love it.
Well, what site is this?
Yeah, it's a news site.
Yeah, this is TWNPnews.com.
I mean, they report mainly wrestling stuff.
What
but
is that an acronym for? TW.
I actually don't know.
Wrestling TWNP. The Wrestling News
Portal?
Porta potty.
No.
Why is Big John Studd now the director of merchandising?
Big John Studd couldn't do that job.
That's
He's
crazy.
not alive anymore.
Wow, there's so many dead people on this.
And
There's none.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the new CFO.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan is still a wrestler.
I didn't know he knew anything about finances there.
Hacksaw
Sam.
Jim Duggan still wrestles for WWE. He couldn't be a CFO.
And of course, someone has to go in this direction with the bit. Billy B from Queens, Junkyard Dog is head of janitorial services.
Okay, well,
Oh, damn.
that's racist, and he's dead.
Is Ass Man going to be part of this deal?
I don't think so. He's not. He's no longer part of the WWE. So I
That's
think
terrible.
Bam
I'm
Bam,
an ass man.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah. This is the gayest song to come out to. The ass man would come out to this.
What about
shaking his ass
with the giant lip print that said Mr. Ass?
Mr. Ass. I love to. This is everything he loves to do with asses.
Yeah,
Stick 'em.
he flaunts them.
This is the gayest song.
Badass
One more
Billy
time.
Gunn.
Let's hear it. Ass man. Yeah. Ass man. All right.
Second verse is good too.
Is it?
So many asses, so little time. Little tight one can stop me on a dime.
Wow.
I'm a lover.
Wait, we're still listening to this?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Best surprises always sneak up from behind.
From behind.
Asses.
Because that's where asses are, behind
Yeah.
you. Holy shit.
Bam Bam Bigelow in charge of pyrotechnics.
Bam Bam Bigelow is.
Oh, damn.
He's,
That's
he's
probably
deceased.
not.
Oh.
He's not alive. He can't be part of the company.
And is it true Chris Benoit is in charge of family affairs?
No, of
Okay,
course
look,
not.
All right, look.
What?
Now,
Family programming?
now you've gone too far.
Polish Hammer in charge of overseas relations.
No, Ivan Putski has,
Ivan
Putski has nothing to do with this
I
operation.
don't think he's going to.
Big Boss Man, head of security.
No, Big Boss Man is not currently alive.
But what happened to him?
He died.
Did he hang himself?
No, but there was a...
Ooh. What happened? Autoerotic asphyxiation?
No, he had a heart attack.
Aw,
What was the
poor
S-Man's
guy.
finishing move?
The fame-asser.
What the fuck was that?
It makes because he makes you famous. It's like a famouser, but fame-asser.
Of course, because he's the ass man.
How does getting an ass in your face make you famous, Sam?
No, it's not like it's not actually an ass in your face.
He loves to kiss him. He loves to kick him.
He loves to. Be careful! He'll come in and give you all fame-assers.
Yeah.
We can only dream, Sam. Like
What does he
you.
love doing?
He loves doing lots of
I just
different
got to hear
stuff.
one more time the first verse. What is he doing?
He loves to love him.
Kick him. Shove him. Stick him.
Yes.
Flaunt him. Watch him. Pick him?
Yeah.
I'm
And
going
he's
to
gonna kick him too.
I'm an ass man. Yeah, everybody. All right, enough. Enough of your ass man song. I think Travis just liked it. This is Travis's new entry music. And he said a comma. I'm an ass man.
Do you think Vince will now do Celebrity Apprentice to try to get Monday Night Raw back?
Well,
He has been on Celebrity Apprentice,
Hey, all right, now we're talking.
but he was on as a CEO, a guest CEO, not
I
a
think
contestant.
there's going to be,
Well,
yeah.
we'll have to wait and see.
So, where does Eddie Guerrero fit in this this
jeez.
deal?
He doesn't fit in anywhere. He's not alive. He's deceased.
No?
So he could not be part of this operation whatsoever.
I thought he was going to be one of the drug counselors for the...
Come on here.
No?
He had a history of problems and then he died.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know.
Well, well, now you do. So if you could... There's no way that he could be part of the company.
Yeah.
What are we looking at on TV? All that hail?
Yeah, that's a lot of hail
That's
and
like a foot.
snow.
Where is
Oh,
that?
what happened? Jersey?
So in Jersey, it just hailed like a mother.
Hell is freezing over. Hail in the summer, and Donald Trump buys Raw. What's next?
Wow, you're
What's
right.
next?
You're right.
Way to bring it back as I was trying to move away. I really appreciate that one, Sam.
You're an ass, man.
Damn.
That song's gonna be stuck in my head now.
It's such a good song.
He loves to pick 'em?
Yes.
Why would you pick your ass?
No, you can't say sniff 'em, lick 'em, or fuck 'em on wrestling.
I love to fuck 'em. I love to eat 'em.
Love to put my fingers in 'em. I love to clean 'em with my tongue. You can't say
I'm an
anything.
ass, man.
I think he meant in terms of choosing his favorite.
Oh,
Pick them.
Pick them.
Pick as in
like choose them.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say I love to choose them?
Because it doesn't rhyme with, and I'm going to kick them.
Oh, okay.
Ravishing Rick Rude in charge of Trump's hairstyle?
No, he could never be in charge of that
Ravishing.
because he's not alive. He's dead.
What?
Ravishing Rick Rude is deceased. He's not part of the company.
When did wrestling go to Vietnam? How many fucking... Is there a wall?
There's a lot of dead wrestlers.
Apparently so.
A huge amount.
Now that Trump's in charge, is it true that Tess is the head of booking hotels for wrestlers?
No, how could Tess do that? He died of an Oxycontin overdose.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Of what?
Oxycontin overdose.
Wow.
Oxycontin overdose?
Yeah, Oxycontin. Coden?
That's... Yeah.
Well, Tess, anyway, can obviously not be part of the company.
Oh,
Yeah.
very well.
Thank God Miss Elizabeth can step in then, and she could probably take the role that he would have taken.
No, she can't,
and
because
do
wrestling's
justice to what?
Wrestling's first lady is no longer with us. So
Where did she go? She
she's
go to
dead.
the other TNT or something?
No,
What?
she is dead.
What?
So she cannot be.
How could she be dead too?
Well, she just died. So she died in her 40s, and she can't be part of the company.
I am stunned.
She is deceased.
What do you mean? You don't...
I can't even believe that.
It's a shame, but yes, I don't know why these are all the examples that you guys are bringing up. It's not respectful.
I'm just trying to... Oh, my God.
Do we have WWE prize packs to give away?
Yeah.
Because those are the only people still listening to us are the wrestling fans. So this would be a perfect place to give those away.
We got lots of cool WWE prize packs.
What are the prize packs all about?
We got a whole bunch of different stuff. They sent us a bunch of different stuff, DVDs and shirts and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah.
Is the Iron Sheik going to be in charge of liquid assets
No,
for the organization? No?
He's alive, but he's incontinent, so I don't think that he'll be able to.
He's the incontinent champ. Does he have the incontinent belt?
I don't know.
Shit.
So what? It's just basic WWE stuff?
Well, we got...
Yes, Dan.
There's 10 total. There's 2 different packs, but I guess we can give away like the best one first, I suppose. It's
they're both the best.
There's 5 of these ones. It comes with a WWE DVD board game, a WWE fold-up amplified.
How is board spelled?
All right. Well, come on.
Hang on. There's much more.
Oh wow.
A fold-up amplified portable iPod speaker. 2
awesome.
WWE Thunder Sticks with an X.
Is that what you wipe with? A thunder stick?
No.
If you're an ass man, a dirty ass man.
And this just in, Fabulous Moolah is in charge of makeup.
All right,
she's
Fabulous
not.
Moolah. She'll be there, right?
No,
That's
she's
good
not
that she's
alive.
getting what?
She's dead. Fabulous Moolah is...
How did she?
Well, she was quite old, actually, so she
What, did
died
they
of
just-
natural causes.
Did they have a real battle royal where they just killed each other in the ring?
Natural causes. At what, 50?
No, she was in her 80s.
I know. She's
amazing.
Older broad.
She's dead now.
What are thunder sticks?
You don't know what thunder sticks are?
No.
At the sporting events, you knock them together.
They're exciting.
So Miley had her mouth around. Ugh, no, that wasn't quite a thunder stick, was it?
No.
There's a
Well,
toothpick.
Thunder sticks are the
light
best.
rumble.
Chance of showers stick. Sun showers, light sprinkles.
She in her mouth on a partly cloudy stick.
All right, so
I love to. Oh, sorry.
yeah, so we got a bunch of shit to give away from the
A
WWE.
bunch of
Well, no, it's not shit.
Good
There's
stuff.
right.
Mini binoculars and
Wow.
a seat cushion.
seat cushion.
That's pretty
WWE The Music Volume 9.
That's actually a good one.
Mini binoculars so you can do what? When you're at Raw, find the nearest girl to you?
There are girls who like wrestling, too.
Yeah, huh?
There's also the DVDs, Danny. Tell them about the DVDs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tell them about the discount, Harry.
Well, you get the Ultimate Ric Flair Collection DVD set.
That rules.
You get WWE.
What are you doing that for?
Geez, you inadvertently hit something.
The WWE presents McMahon.
It's a 2-disc set, all Vince McMahon.
This is going great.
And this is not only,
It is great.
that's not even the regular edition. That one is the collector's edition.
Boring.
It's not boring. I've watched it.
Sounds great.
It takes for nothing.
It's not nothing. It's a huge prize pack.
And then you got the gayest wrestling stars of the 80s.
That's greatest. That says greatest.
I'm sorry, the greatest wrestling stars of the 80s. 3-disc, and this one is also a collector's edition DVD.
What's the difference between the collector's edition and the original issuing of it?
I don't think there ever was a regular edition.
Collector's edition is the first one they put out.
I don't know how to say his name, but Gutshot Drew. Good news, Vern. What's that guy? Gagne has just been appointed. He's going to be in charge of senior wrestler reunions.
Okay, there's no way that would go down.
Why?
Why?
He's killed that guy. He has Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's right. He was in a retirement home,
Yes.
and he killed some old
He wrestled some
codger.
guy to death.
This one's not bad. Billy B. in Queens says Yokozuna will be in charge of food services.
No, he won't.
Why? What happened?
Yokozuna passed away some time ago.
Oh, my goodness.
another one.
How tragic.
I know. Well, you guys don't seem too broken up,
This
but
is crazy.
Good question. Big Norm wants to know if the Ric Flair DVD collection shows him getting his ass whipped by his daughter.
oh, come on.
Will that be part of the collection, Sam?
Obviously not. First of all, that's just hearsay.
Yeah.
And it focuses on his matches in WWE and WCW.
Okay.
NWA.
How about, will Hulk's wife be in charge of fucking the staff?
That I'm not sure of.
No?
I don't know
was just
for sure.
wondering.
Mr. Fuji's going to be in charge of transportation?
Mr. Fuji is confined to a wheelchair.
How did that happen?
Well, Howard.
When the hell did this happen? Why wasn't I told?
I didn't know.
So he will not be
Did not
able
know
to
that.
transport everyone easily.
Oh, damn.
That could take a while, is what you're saying.
Yes. Need ramps.
Oh, that's terrible.
But, I mean, still, we're sort of veering away from the news of Donald Trump
Oh, right.
owning Monday Night Raw without any of these references to deceased professional
Well,
wrestlers.
you know what the Iron Sheik's going to be in charge of?
What?
It depends.
Well, on what? Oh, I get it.
Well, did you?
Ba-dum-bum. Bam, bam.
British Bulldog ambassador to the UK.
No, how could that happen? The British Bulldog is not alive.
He's over in England. What?
He's dead. His son is wrestling, but
Another one?
he is dead.
Why would you
He's a
join?
British puppy.
Why would you join the business that killed your dad?
Well, that's not to
Exactly,
say.
right?
The business didn't kill the
How
British
old was
Bulldog.
British Bulldog when he passed?
He was in his early 40s.
Well, how do you think he died, Sam? It
He
wasn't
had a heart
had nothing
attack.
to do with wrestling, right?
It wasn't the British Bulldog killed the British Bulldog.
By the
Not-
way, Sam, you're so wrong. The British Bulldog was 39.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
wow.
he was approaching his early
you know,
40s.
you know something? That's a nice long life that he had right there.
He did a lot in those 39 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Good news. Jake the Snake's in charge of the wellness program.
Wow,
So-
that's just a farce if I've ever heard
the British
one.
Bulldog was considered young by Roman standards.
And just so we have less problems with these wrestlers.
Okay.
The Von Erich family will be manning the suicide hotlines.
That's a terrible idea.
Why is that
Why?
a bad idea?
It sounds
well,
like
the Von Erich was made up of brothers, all but one of which killed themselves,
Oh, see, I
Are
didn't know
you
that.
kidding?
including the Texas tornado Kerry Von Erich.
No way.
All the Von Erichs killed themselves except for one.
Wow.
One was found in a sleeping bag in the woods after he'd gone and shot himself on the family property.
How many of them were there?
I think like 5.
And then he
all
just
killed
went to
him?
take a nap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was.
No, because he shot himself in the face.
Oh.
So
Do you think
I
they
mean-
were molested? What happened?
I don't know. Their dad was a big wrestling star, and they all had problems. They all started using drugs.
Wow.
They all
Boy.
Is it true Dusty Rhodes is going to be the fitness trainer?
no. Dusty Rhodes never was quite in shape. He's quite overweight at this
Oh,
point.
really?
Yeah, I don't think he could be the
Oh.
fitness instructor.
Yeah.
He's just still there though. He's still moving and shaking and stuff, bumping and grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
With those
I'm
big
glad to
boils
hear
that he has on his body.
Goiters.
Well, what the fuck they are?
There's fucking huge goiters.
Ew, does he have goiters?
He's
Yeah.
got these big, like,
Big fucking lumps all over him.
Baseball lumps all
Ew,
over him.
those calcium deposits.
Big giant lumps.
He wears a shirt now.
Well, thank God.
But I mean, no, none of these wrestlers will be. This is not a new company. This is simply Donald Trump.
It just seems like there'd be opportunities for some of these older wrestlers. That's
Well,
all.
most of them no, because they're dead. So there would not be opportunities for them.
I see.
I mean, I don't know why you insist on bringing them up, but no.
What about
Most
the
of-
first stockholders meeting? We're going to hear this?
Okay, stockholders, shares are up on the stock pick on your radio.
No, Superfly Jimmy Snuka will not be.
Snuka's not in charge of
as far as I know,
public speaking.
He is not in charge of
He's going to
public
be
speaking.
the actual speaker of the
the spokesman.
The spokesman, yeah, the press secretary.
I don't think that's the case at all.
No. Okay.
What is Earthquake going to do?
Earthquake's gotta fucking be part of this. I love
absolutely.
Earthquake.
What is Earthquake going to be doing?
Earthquake will be doing nothing but rotting in the ground since he died of cancer.
Oh,
So,
no.
I wish you guys wouldn't have brought that up.
How did that happen?
Well, he got cancer. That's how it happened.
Oh, that's terrible.
We didn't know, Sam. We didn't know.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you had done a little
That's
more research before
terrible.
going into
We
these.
probably should have done a little more research.
Yeah.
As to at least Crash Holly can do some. Maybe he could be in charge of driving.
Crash Holly cannot be in charge of driving.
Why?
Because he's deceased. He
How
died.
did that happen?
That was alcohol poisoning.
But he's a young guy, Sam.
No, he's not a young guy. He's dead.
How old was he?
He was in his 20s.
He was in his 20s?
Yes, but he died of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
It's weird that they keep mentioning guys who have passed away by accident, right?
I know. I don't
Many
understand.
of them.
It's very callous
Seems to
reporting.
be quite a few.
Yeah.
What about Mr. Perfect? I mean, he was perfect.
He
so
was
he's got to be
perfect.
perfect
This
for this
guy
new,
will be
new company that
perfect.
Donald Trump's going to be running.
You were correct when you said he was perfect. He no longer is perfect. He is deceased.
But how could he be deceased if he was perfect?
He passed away.
Well, you know what? Then
From what?
I'm
He had
appointing Big Dick Dudley then.
Okay, well.
To take care of his position, and I think that settles
That's
it
a good
right
move,
there.
Al.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a good move because
Why?
Big Dick Dudley would be the Dudley boy that is no longer with us. That is dead.
No.
Big Dick Dudley is.
And how did Mr. Perfect die?
He had his heart gave out on him. It was, he
All right, he's an older guy, so
He was, he was also in his 40s.
Oh. Wow.
So
how does Vince sleep at
Vince is not the one. Vince does not. Vince is not killing people.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrestling industry attracts damaged people.
Oh, you think that might be it?
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess we're done with this.
I guess so. It's
so if you call what?
We've
they
learned
get
a lot.
a wrestling package?
Yes, we'll give you a wrestling package. To the fourth caller.
Does this mean anything? This one I don't know.
Okay.
This might be off the chart. Perry Saturn in charge of Lost and Found.
Perry Saturn is a wrestler who was
Okay.
for a while. He walked around with a mop and stuff. He was a wrestler back in the day, but he has since gone completely missing off the face of the earth. In real life, nobody knows where the hell he is. All his friends who are in the business have no idea where he is.
For real?
He has completely disappeared. Yes, 100%.
When did he disappear?
When did he
less than a
wrestle?
year ago.
Was he a newer wrestler?
No, he wrestled in the old ECW, and then he was wrestling. It was him, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko were a group.
Someone brings up a good point over here. You know what? I bet the pension fund at WWE never gets $1 taken out of it.
Well, no.
I bet no one ever collects.
There's actually, they don't have pensions per se for the
No?
wrestlers. There aren't what you would call retirement
Maybe
or
Donald Trump now will enact that.
health benefits.
Yeah, maybe
in any
Donald
way.
Trump will put that in place.
Well, that's what Jesse Ventura tried to do, and it didn't work out too well for him.
No, huh?
No, he tried to unionize the wrestlers, and he lost his job.
Is he going to paint the new facility?
Jesse?
Yeah, Jesse.
Thermite.
With thermite.
Thermite.
You know, Donald Trump, I was going to paint that place with thermite. I was a Navy SEAL. Were you?
I knew that was coming.
Of course.
All right, why don't we get the fuck out of this crappy bit?
I don't know. Some
Bit?
people are.
I'm stunned that you.
I mean.
You don't believe this.
I believe King of the Internet Danny has found some information on Perry Saturn.
Yeah, according to his wiki, Saturn has seemingly disappeared from public view and has not been seen in several years. Family, friends, and 3 ex-wives have no information or clue to his whereabouts. Furthermore, he missed the funerals of Chris Candido and John Kronos and the funeral of his mentor, Killer Kowalski. Some fear he might be dead.
Killer Kowalski's dead?
He is dead.
But he was an older dude. He made it.
Of course.
There's more. It says here that recently it was reported that Saturn was spotted in Iowa in 2007, and it's believed that he's working in a door manufacturing plant in Alberta, Lee, Minnesota.
No, a door manufacturing plant?
There are some pretty sad stories about the old wrestlers. Justin Credible from the old ECW, who also had a WWE run.
Justin Credible is his name.
Credible.
What a coincidence.
He was a main eventer in ECW.
Can I see a picture of him?
Yes.
If we can.
Was rumored to have most recently been working at Olive Garden making breadsticks. So that's what
Justin Credible?
I kind of remember him.
Yeah, I remember Justin Credible.
He's really good, but I'll bet his breadsticks are good too.
Any other stories of wrestlers that have gone bad besides the ones that are dead?
Yeah. Well, many are dead.
You know how Google will finish your searches sometimes.
Yeah,
so I typed in Justin Credible, and then it gives me a list of things I could choose from, right? So the first 2 things are Justin Credible, magician, and Justin Credible, Olive Garden.
There was do you guys remember Stevie Richards?
Yes.
Yeah. He
died, right?
No, he's alive.
Show me a picture of Stevie Richards.
Odds were.
Please.
I was just playing the odds.
He unfortunately felt the brunt of the economy as when CSB closed down, Connecticut School of Broadcasting, he was teaching podcasting at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
I remember him.
Was he the one that choked me out?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was Steven Richards. He was right. He had his hair short.
Oh man, this guy was an angry dude. Me and Ant were messing with him at the River Rave in Boston. And he choked me out for real.
He choked Opie out.
Holy shit, that was
and
not
he's
fun.
Now what? He's broke. What?
Well, I think he might be doing a few things with TNA now. He tried to get out of wrestling, and he started teaching podcasting at Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Then
You
Connecticut
just do
School
podcasting.
Yeah.
You don't have to learn it. You plug some shit in and just talk.
The franchise Shane Douglas, also from ECW, first was a manager at Target, and is now, or was recently, a teacher at a public middle school, and you could actually find him on the public middle school's directory. So I mean, there are careers after wrestling. It's not all.
Primetime Sam Roberts with all the news, much too much of it, from WWE.
Well, we should take a break.
Yeah, we'll take a break, and
we're going to do 10 minutes on this.
Stay on that story, though. I want to know what happens when Donald Trump shows up.
He will
next week to claim it as his own.
Oh, and how many packages are we giving away for the people out there? WWE packages.
Danny Tubesteaks knows.
We have 10 total, but we should stretch them out. We should stretch them out a little bit.
How about we give away all 10?
No,
be done with it.
We've been
done
instructed.
with this wrestling thing.
Well, no, because we're going to talk about it again.
We certainly are.
All right. Well, how many do you want to give away?
Let's give away 2.
2? That means we have to talk about this 4 more times?
Look, we'll give away 2 now, and then when we do our wrestling conversation tomorrow, we'll give away.
We're not doing wrestling conversation tomorrow.
I love to pick them.
Once a month.
How about every time we play Mr. Ass, we give away a wrestling package?
Because I'm an ass man. I'm an ass man. What do you like doing with those asses?
Okay, terrific.
Come on, what do you like doing with a nice ass?
He'll
nice
let you know.
Hairy man ass. Oh, love them. Yeah. Shove them.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
That's not part of the song.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Ah.
I'm an ass man.
Okay.
faggot. What's next?
He was the greatest freak of ass I ever had, and I've had him all over the world.
I'm scared.
No, she's dead.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Trying to listen to the song.
Here it is. Man. Everybody. Fabulous.
Anthony, the best classic and current wrestling from the world's largest wrestling library. To subscribe, call 1-888-WWE Classics. That's 1-888-WWE Classics. Nick DiPaolo joins the program next, but first this. It's the Opie and Anthony Show continuing. Nick DiPaolo in studio.
Yes.
NickDip.com.
Hi, kids.
How are you?
Oh, you know.
What's happening?
Jimmy's going at it with a fucking grapefruit and a plastic knife.
Yeah. Welcome aboard this crazy train.
Jimmy, are you still calorie counting?
No, but I'm eating a little smarter. My eating has been shit for like a...
What made you give up on the calorie counting?
Because I pretty much know what to eat. Like, I just wanted to see certain things. It's like you don't know. It's like
assholes and pussies.
Oh, for Christ's sake, those are loaded with protein.
Yes.
The ones I eat help you lose weight eventually.
God.
See? I want to ask Nick about the David Letterman apology. What do you think of that whole Sarah Palin thing that went down?
What happened? They had a little tiff?
Yeah.
Aren't you sick of it, though?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. People over in Iran are fucking rioting, and we're all hung up on...
Yeah. That's, you know what's interesting about that whole Iran thing, since you just brought it up?
Yeah, that was probably a bad move.
But no, I don't care. Fuck it. It's great.
I know you have a big Iranian following,
You
don't
get
you?
a country of fucking cowards like Iraq.
Oh, I thought you were talking about us.
Believe me. Like Iraq, where it's like, we got to get in there and give them that freedom that they want so much that they're just sitting there in their own fucking feces, rocking back and forth while Saddam just rules with an iron fist and doesn't let him do anything. But then you look at Iran. Now that's some people that got pissed off and are taking shit into their own hands. They're demonstrating. They're doing some stuff.
I can't defend Iraqis, but I will say that, if Ahmadinejad started gassing them with chemical weapons, they would probably piped out.
A little bit.
What's going on
but
over there?
they're so young. What's fucking great, the demographic, half the country's like under 25 over there.
Yeah,
it's fucking... And the internet is just exposed... Didn't we? You asked me about Sarah Palin. We're talking about this.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
Yeah,
but it all leads back to the same shit.
But they can't play their, old shit anymore, these regimes. They're exposed totally. The whole world can see.
That's what happened with the
fucking
Soviet
farce.
Union. Happened with the Soviet Union because of like cable television and satellite television brought in American TV, and they couldn't keep it out anymore.
That's right.
So people started seeing some shit and going,
Ricky Lake brought down that wall.
Yes, she did. She ran into it belly first, that fat cunt.
It was funny that it was like when you said she ran into it. I was like, that was a great joke, and then you just made it vicious because she ran into it. Fat cunt.
Anytime you can.
Why did I go there?
Why? Because you have the right to. You don't live in Iran or Iraq or I fucking.
How big are the protests?
I don't give a shit if
How
they
big are the
fall.
protests in Iran?
Couple 100,000 in the park.
Couple 100,000.
That's what it said in the paper here.
See, it
looks like a fucking U2 concert.
I was confused. I thought they had their own NBA championship going on in Iran.
Yeah, that's
one of the Iranian teams won, and they were just celebrating with the proverbial running of the car.
Flipped over a horse and buggy cart.
Fucking 1936 Packard.
Wow, I didn't know.
Actually, they're pretty modernized, but who the fuck listening knows that?
I like
said it anyways.
stereotyping.
Me too. Isn't it fucking fun and refreshing? Just because it bothers other people. And that's why I still do it.
Yes.
Probably to the detriment of my career, but I continue to do it because I know there's people who think that, that I should.
Mm-hmm. They're like,
anachronistic
there are
and
cities over there. It is a wonderful
great.
place. Right?
So wonderful. Get a timeshare over there, you fuckhead.
Are they going to keep the protest up, or is this going to be put out fast?
I
didn't know it was a couple 100,000.
Only 7 dead, so they got a long way to go.
Yeah, they're not quite China when it comes to squashing public outrage.
They don't play, do they?
China knows. Boy, that 10th or 20th anniversary, I think, of Tiananmen Square? 20th.
Right.
20 already.
Yeah. Oh boy, I remember like yesterday. And they were like, hey, you know something? don't show up here. We don't want to see a flyer, a pamphlet, nothing. And the Western news organizations went over there and started trying to talk to people, and they're like, well, I don't know anything. They would not talk because, the Chinese will just fuck you up.
What happened to the guy who stood there in front of that tank?
Oh, please.
You don't want to know, Jimmy.
Once the camera was off, he was.
He's now a welcome mat.
Yes. He looks just like a waffle.
He said he sells shirts and hats with tank prints in them.
That martyr.
I forget, they did a story on him. I get no retention. Fucking, I know they did a story on him a couple of weeks ago because it was the anniversary.
He just dropped the menu off at my house.
Yeah. They interviewed a helmet and shoes. What's going on over there? Really? Would you do it again?
But well, getting back to the Letterman thing and the Sarah Palin. Letterman then doing his fake apology. We understand why he had to do it, and then she accepts the fake apology. It's just a ridiculous country we live in right now.
Well, it is. It's, they call me over there at Fox and Friends to comment on it, to go over there, and I did like how they pre-screen you on the phone. I talked to this girl for like 15 minutes, and I was like, he's a bit of a hypocrite because he's not going after, Obama's wife or anybody on the right. But on the other hand, there's no rule if you're a comedian that if you shit on Republicans, you got to do 20 jokes against. Right. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. I like Sarah Palin. I lean right that way. And I don't know if I'd vote for her for president and shit. And I was like, but you know what? She's a big girl, and it's not about the fucking daughter and shit. And again, to me, this political correctness, which is a disease for guys like us.
Shit.
To me, at the very center of it is protecting women's feelings. More than even the black-white thing. To me, that's the fucking germ.
The germ.
We bend over backwards. And I get shit from my mother, because at the end I threw that in on Fox and Friends. At the end, they said, look, the biggest mistake, he made a joke about a working mom and her daughter, which is like the third rail in comedy. And, all the feminist groups and shit, all the political correctness, that comes from television. Mm-hmm. We've talked about it a million fucking times, how men are emasculated. That's, to me, at the epicenter of political correctness. That's why I couldn't totally defend her,
Yeah, because it's just another one of those instances where it's like, oh, the guy said something. It's in comedy. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But now it's taken completely literally.
Well, and then people talk about, well, he's implying, rape and what?
Stop throwing what is you think isn't being implied here.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
It's a joke. Well, and that's my other argument as a comic. The first thing they asked me on Fox Friends, well, did he go over the line? I go, what fucking? There is no line.
There's a line as far as
I go, there's no line because your line might be a foot away. Another person might be 20 feet away. What offends them? There's no fucking line.
I need a starship to get to mine.
That's right. That's right. I wish I said that. I would have been invited back. But exactly. 14 billion light years away before I get offended.
Yeah, I don't care.
But that's the times we live in. And again, because it was a mom, a working mom, and she's 6, and I like her. I wanted to split the difference, but I found myself kind of defending Letterman more than I thought I was gonna, because they have their train of thought over there.
Yeah.
And but they they were cool about it. They let me say what I wanted to say.
Well, we were trying to figure out earlier, when did it get to the point where a late night talk show has sort of an agenda, like you go after the Democrats but you leave the Republicans alone? I mean, when we were growing up, it seemed like Johnny Carson just made fun of whoever the fuck was the president.
Was in office or whatever politician.
But it seems like only in the last, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, when did this trend start where Jon Stewart beats the shit out of the Republicans and barely goes after the Democrats
well, I can see with Jon Stewart, because it's not like a variety show that plays to middle America, like The Tonight Show or whatever. Jay seems to hit whoever or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't really.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Joke-wise,
he's the last,
right?
Yeah. But is he the last one now that he's sort of in semi-retirement? The rest of these guys seem like they go after one a lot harder than the other one.
Well, Dave, I mean, the last few years, Dave, with Bush in there, seemed to go hog wild.
Right.
He seems to have that Bush, derangement syndrome.
That much, right?
That much? What the fuck has he said about him?
No one goes after him.
Not even a little bit.
I want to see how many jokes he's done, versus.
But why is that?
You know what?
Why are you getting your political
well, I'll tell you why.
shit in the way?
The
if
guys
you're a comedian?
that, first of all, most of the people that write for these guys lean left. The young guys who think it's hip to lean left. They have no fucking mind of their own. And the business, the big shots, come on, the Jeff Zuckers of the world. He's a fucking Ivy League. You can't get any more liberal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they work for... Showbiz sort of leans left, sort of. It does lean left.
It fucking runs, dives off the cliff left.
Exactly. What was I trying to just mealy mouth?
Like we were saying, though,
Who am I? I'm on satellite. I'm going, well, they lean a little left. Communist cunts, all of them.
When we were talking earlier, though, like Johnny Carson, it didn't matter. And he was on The Tonight Show long enough to have a few presidents in there. And... Nixon, he'd fucking just rip him apart.
Yeah.
And then Gerald Ford, of course, got just bashed for his klutziness and his do-nothing thing. Reagan got
Carter.
shit. Carter was like a joke. It didn't matter what their political affiliation was. They picked on them as, like, people and what they were doing.
Not so much the politics, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we weren't as divided as a nation.
Yeah, you're right.
With the cable, advent of cable and 24-hour news cycle.
It's two sides. It's two teams now.
That's why I enjoy it.
Opposing
It's like
teams.
a blood sport. I kind of like.
It's kind of fun.
They will
to
not
go back
agree
and
with
forth.
each other. Just
really
Isn't it?
It's kind of fun.
I mean, I'm too old to go out and play fucking tag football.
Yeah.
Ripping hams.
I think there used to be a time where a Republican would actually side with a Democrat's policy because it was in the best interest of the country.
Right.
Now, you can't do that because when re-election comes around, it's like, would you vote for a man who actually backed this guy?
Yeah.
And you're like, no! He was a Democrat and he backed him. Fuck him. It is. It's two teams that are just killing each other all the time.
Well, look what's going on up in Albany. Are you shitting me? What's this, a banana republic? They're locking doors, they're cops.
Well, we got to explain for the rest of the country. I mean...
let's not explain too much. I don't have any details. I just don't...
Yeah, a couple of state senators.
Dems. They switched.
Dems decided to switch over to the Republican side, tip the balance of power.
And we said, how is that
I don't
legal?
know.
Because you as a voter, you're like, I'm a Democrat, I am voting Democrat.
Right.
So now the guy you voted because you're a hardcore Democrat decided to go to the other side? How could that be legal?
I love it.
It was
because
the way
there was some nasty gun legislation that was going through. So for me, I love it.
Is that right?
Good. But
it's like
you
I said-
see how that's insane to allow, though.
It's like I said in
to
my...
be able to change parties like that when the people voted you in and the people wanted a Democrat in there.
Yeah. It's like I say in my new book, Partisan Politics. So it's just a bunch of it's the Arlen Specter. People didn't complain as much though when he jumped to out of the Republicans. As much as the Democrats are maybe they're whining now. They didn't seem to whine as much when fucking Specter left the Republicans. And
That confused all the people that voted him in though. They're like, what?
That's the second time he's done that in his career too.
Yeah.
That fucking Weasley.
Yeah.
So he makes no bones about being a fucking spineless.
It really doesn't. Like, why wouldn't you just pick on that during the next election and go like, look at this guy. He doesn't even know what the fuck he wants
he's
to be.
wishy-washy.
Well, the people, I can't believe.
Blumberg did the same thing. He changed just because he couldn't run under the Democratic ticket. So he went Republican, and then he went independent. And now he's just going rich.
Yeah, and then he gets rid of term limits and
gets rid of traffic in Times Square.
And make Times Square a beach.
I can't make up my mind. I couldn't stand his nanny politics and stuff, but with the whole financial crisis going down, he's the one thing he does know is money.
I just surprised handling this.
Are we on TV?
That's great. Yeah, there you go.
Just the way he's handling the roads, though. It's a guy who's unrealistic and who never has to sit in traffic in his fucking life. It's like he's just being
Takes the subway, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I would love to take the subway, too. I had a couple of troopers with me. I'd take the subway everywhere.
All the time.
But he's fucking... He didn't get his price planning the way he wanted it to. And now he's just being a little bitch and throwing a fit and making it fucking Broadway's a disgrace now. People on lawn chairs.
Nobody told me about that. I went blowing through there the first day. I got to go to court. Charge of manslaughter. Took out a family of Dominicans having breakfast.
On beach chairs.
Yes, on beach.
It's terrible. Fucking embarrassing.
I know, it looks like something you'd run into in the middle of the country.
It's everybody sitting facing the same way, looking at nothing.
Nothing. That's the thing.
Fucking assholes. What are they going to do in December? Sit there in parkas and have a fucking... There's no reason
No
for
one
it.
will be out there.
No.
It'll just be blocked off the traffic, and it'll be a clusterfuck.
He's a complete asshole.
What are they doing in the winter?
Nothing.
It's still going to be, but you
Yeah, they're
can't
not
drive
gonna
a car
reopen
through
it.
there?
No.
I give it a year or less.
What are you going to do? How are you going to plow?
Wait, can we
Yeah,
stop the
how you gonna
discussion
plow?
for a
You're right.
second?
Yeah. What happened?
Oh,
Nicky has arrived.
Nicky's coming.
He has arrived for his little job on
Little Nicky.
SiriusXM Satellite Radio.
Little
Hi,
Nicky.
Lord.
What the fuck is
What were we
that?
saying,
That
Nick?
looks just like Little Nicky, doesn't it?
That's our
From,
bit. We do it every day. When
I
he
thought it was
arrives.
that Adam kid from American Idol.
Idol. See, look. That's
Look,
Adam Sandler as Little Nicky, so he kind of looks just like the motherfucker.
Jesus, I wish I saw the move.
We just have to acknowledge him.
We
walking in
acknowledge him every day. He's a little late today, by the way. Should we tell the bosses?
Yeah, let's rat him out.
So they go Republican answer. Now what? Why is it a clusterfuck up there in Albany?
Well, it tipped the balance of power up there, so now the Republicans have the majority.
Which is crazy. It's a Democratic
And,
state.
that's how it goes.
That's a little insane.
I forget
That's how
why.
it
I
goes.
read the whole thing. I got no retention. It's why I had a 2.4 at Maine in business. Really fucking bugs me as I get older.
I'm sorry.
Worse. Go ahead.
It was over tax incentives.
Is that it?
The guys who left
course.
didn't agree with the
You're so lying.
No,
I
I just know that I'm not exactly.
Yeah, I just thought.
Yeah, but you know what? You might as well be right.
It's a tax
In
incentive.
politics, nobody's done.
Who's going to call you out on it?
It was something like that.
First of all, as you were saying, I'm like tax, and I'm like, no one's giving tax incentives in this day. They're taxing the shit out of you. They're not giving you incentives.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that they wanted some tax incentives, and the Democrats were not giving them, and they said, well, we're going to switch over to the other side, and they'll give them.
I was sitting there nodding my head like an idiot.
Yeah, okay.
Might as well been on Meet the Press. I was like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or like George Will.
We could switch gears. Japan invented something. Invented something very important.
The thing that makes your dick look bigger? Yes, a wedding dress that takes shit on the face of it.
A little girl's hand.
Yes, it's a lasting
An
smell.
infinity.
Of panties.
Oh, it's got to be something that's just horrid.
Any other guesses?
Some
Black hair dye?
How about
got to be a
I don't know, a
robot that
fork?
looks like a robot that looks like an 8-year-old. They fucking keep whipping those up, don't they?
A very important
Anime
invention.
porn sicko motherfucker.
Let me
Could change the world, my friend.
Really?
Could change the world.
A cutting board you don't have to rinse.
It could change the world?
Could possibly
It could change the world.
As we know
okay,
it.
a vagina, a self-cleaning vagina.
A soda that tastes like cum. Oh, Jesus.
An atomic oh, no.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
No.
With oil prices soaring and fuel protests spreading across the globe, it almost sounds too good to be true.
A car that runs on...
that runs on nothing but water.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Who invented
for the love
Who's
of
the future
Christ.
dead guy that invented this once the government gets a hold of
Yeah,
him?
exactly.
No, can we explain
They'll
it to-
drown him in his own fucking tank.
You know what? Gas tank.
You know what, E-Rock, get the famous water car story.
Yeah,
It's one of
love
our
that
favorite
one.
stories ever. You got
Is
it.
this true?
There was a guy who invented a car that runs. Was it water?
Runs on water. Yeah,
And he ended up having food poisoning and dying.
Really?
After the military visited him, like he's like,
You're kidding,
he was
right?
all excited
No,
about
we gotta
this.
get the news clip.
They
It's
had like
hilarious.
clips of things that he wrote, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm very excited. The military wants to see me about this," and some like lieutenant major came over the house, and a few days later he was dead.
Is that right?
Oh, he's so excited. He's like,
Fantastic.
Oh,
the government
for
or the
love of
military
my-
is coming to see me, and you
Runs
got
on
it.
water.
Really?
E-Rock just wandered by the window. He has no clue that I'm trying to find this.
The
E-Rock,
only
go find it.
water-powered
Thank
car
you.
the government would allow is one that you pump up like those rockets, and you just go like 8 feet at a time. Fill it up
But
again.
this Japanese one is good because you can steam vegetables on the manifold. They're very good like that.
Very
Let's find out
thrifty.
more.
And all kinds of water will do. River, rain or sea, they all make this car mobile. Even tea works. Japanese company Genpax unveiled the eco-friendly vehicle in Osaka. Once water is poured into the car's tank, an energy generator takes hydrogen from the water, releasing electrons that power the car.
Wow.
The main characteristic of this car is that no external input is needed. The car will continue to run for as long as you have a bottle of water inside for you to add from time to time.
According to Gene Packs, a litre of water will keep the car running at a speed of 80 kilometres for around an hour. The company hopes to go into mass production with a Japanese manufacturer, with car users around the world looking for alternative fuels to power their vehicles. Gene Packs may well have the solution they've been looking for.
I got a problem with this already.
Yeah.
Where does the power come from to separate the ions and the hydrogen?
Right.
And power the car. It's almost a perpetual motion kind of.
A giant windmill on the roof.
It's a No, it's a little 14-year-old Japanese girl under the hood.
She puts her hand to her mouth and goes, "Oh, give me my water." In a little schoolgirl skirt. Fucking degenerates. But pixelate the pubic hair though, you fuck.
But you're leaving the duty in the mouth.
Yes, diarrhea. Fucking in a geyser like Old Faithful is fine, but don't fucking show pubes.
Is there anything better than Tub Girl though? Really?
None better.
What are you talking about?
You've never seen Tub Girl?
Oh,
Tub Girl?
Nick, where have you been?
Come on, Nick.
Where have I been? Where do you think I've been? I'm heading to Belly Busters in Orlando.
There's Tub Girl.
What the fuck is that?
You've never seen Tub Girl?
No, I haven't, and I'm glad I haven't.
That is the perfect
That's
reaction
got to be
to
doctored.
No.
Oh, come on.
That is Tub Girl. She's
What's she, your own beer fountain?
She's
What is
blowing liquid crap into her face in a bathtub, doing like a what position would you call that?
You've never seen.
She's on her back in a Japanese tub with her ass up in the air.
Oh, what am I saying? Of course I've seen that.
That's.
I gave it to my parents on their 50th anniversary in a frame.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
my
looks like
God.
a flesh drinking fountain.
Isn't that great?
It looks like the Gouldens factory. She's working. Why is her face burnt to a crisp?
There's shit on it.
That's liquid.
That's liquid.
What the fuck?
You know what the funny part is?
I can't take. It's like I Dream a Genie coming out of the bottle.
What you don't understand is she's actually spitting that up into her asshole. That's the amazing part of that photo.
What the fuck?
All right.
Wait,
now
she felt like she had to make another fucking video?
Now it's a little messier.
Because that's a different outfit.
And are they
Tub Girl
covering
has
up the pubes?
Can I fly over there in a helicopter with tourists and look down into the?
Yeah, the whole pussy.
Where do you
like
find?
covered
You
up.
wonder why? You know, the Iranians might have a point.
Tub Girl.
The fucking mullahs. I don't know if I could send that over.
Yeah,
Tub
send
Girl
that over and
rules.
say, look how it could be.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh, you want to see Guy on the Train?
Guy in the train.
Oh, yes.
Before we go to the story of Stan Meyer, which is our favorite story.
Yeah.
Tub Girl birthday cakes?
Tub Girl birthday cakes. Tub Girl's very
How about the fact that there's countries where a woman can't show her fucking ankles, but we got one shitting into her own mouth.
Shitting into her face. Could you imagine guys seeing that?
Can't we
in those
split
countries?
the difference? Ain't there a happy medium?
Yeah.
Can we make
Girl shitting into her shoes.
Jimmy's birthday's coming up soon. We got to have Mars. His
Please
wife
tell me you're
make
gonna be 40.
The Tub Girl fucking
41.
cake.
Tub Girl cake.
41?
Tub Girl cake for Jimmy's birthday.
40 years young.
Of course.
All right.
Still a boy at heart.
Are we doing the...
Holy shit, I'm queasy from that picture.
Yeah, we got something that's...
And I got a strong stomach.
You got to see the train video. For real. And then we'll move on
It's
to
a different
Stan
type
Meyer.
of video.
Somebody gets hit by a train?
It's not. No, that's simple.
It's not uncomfortable to watch. It's just
That's a
actually pretty
dime a
funny.
dozen.
Just watch this. This is terrific.
In India, they ride on top of the trains.
Oh, is this when it takes off?
Slumdog Millionaire.
I think I have...
No, you have...
Look at the abs on this guy, though.
They're boarding a train, Nick. It's no big deal.
What are you... You're setting me up for...
No.
Is he going to grab that power line or something?
No, that would be nuts.
Who would do that? Only a lunatic. Dead. His head is on fire. His head's on fire.
Is Nick DiPaolo speechless?
Yeah.
Are you speechless, Nick?
Well, if this one's hitting home.
Shit.
Why'd you know that guy?
That was my agent.
The sound of bam, bam.
Did you hear that?
Just.
But
I get the feeling you don't like these type of videos.
No, I do, actually.
Okay, good.
Seriously, I was...
It
What do
can
you mean
hit
this
them
one?
right on top of the head.
sound.
Are you sure they just didn't knock the wind out of him?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was dead before he even friggin' started falling.
Yeah, that's what...
Look at that.
Yeah,
Flame
you're right.
on.
Red flame coming out of his ass. Well, here's why this
Flame
one.
coming out
A
of his
couple
ass.
days ago, I live in the woods, you know, right where those. It's been raining and pouring and windy up there.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, I got a new car. I said to my wife, want to take her for a ride up this? So we're going up the street. Of course, I live in a street where you can only have, it's only room for one car.
One car at a time?
Another car is coming, of course.
Never fails.
No, but how they ever happen. So we're going to pull into this like dirt driveway, right? But there's a tree hanging down, tree branch, and it's going to scrape the shit out of my new car.
Scratch your new car.
So I get out and I grab the fucking. I grab the branch that's hanging down.
Oh, shit.
It's my neighbor who's coming the other way. He goes, look up. It's fucking on the phone wires.
Yeah.
Like and I'm holding.
Yeah, and it's wet.
And that's what he said. You're standing almost in a puddle, and I'm holding on to this fucking thing. Bam. Just so he could get by, and I wouldn't scrape. That would have been nice.
Look at the freeze frame of that guy as a fucking flame went through him.
Fire.
He looks like he's got both. It's like a fire outline of a guy, but a big fat one.
Yes.
He's a big fat. You can see his arms up in the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
His little head, his body, his fat legs.
Now I heard he's all right.
Minor.
I heard his
minor
skin was a
burns.
little.
Yeah.
Yes. To his hand and head.
Now when did this?
Does anyone ever know?
Yeah, we don't know.
You don't
How about
know
the fact?
What,
Could have been 10
where.
years ago. Who knows?
How about the fact that he doesn't fall off the roof?
Dude,
Yeah.
he's
so sticky and crispy. He just stuck like.
Oh, he probably did. I'm sure his skin was like a silly putty.
Boy, did he
And the
fucking.
thud his head makes when it hits the top.
And everybody
I'm
just
guessing
kind
he
of
didn't
looks.
feel.
They kind of look, and then they're like, oh, shit. our
It makes
trans
David
leg.
Blaine look like a puss.
Yeah. The best part of the video is after he fries himself, a guy gets on the train assuming, well, this will be a quick little thing, and they'll get the body off the train, and we'll be on our way.
Probably will. They probably just start rolling.
Of course.
It's
They got 1 billion people over there
Yeah.
trying to get to work.
Don't care. One guy, as long as it wasn't a cow.
Let's bring the story of Stan Meyer.
Right there.
Why
There
would he
is.
grab it?
His
Nick
last
DiPaolo.
moment of life.
Why? Because he's got the,
It's a little guiding, really. He just wanted to play with it like a banister or something.
slum sausage millionaire.
Someone should have said, "Don't stand up, sir."
The smoke's coming out of his pants, which is
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
His asshole caught on fire. That happened to me once at Chili's, but nobody. Oh,
God, electricity, a motherfucker.
isn't it?
Well, it's just an odd thing.
I'm afraid of electricity, man.
I don't like
Well,
it.
you should be.
The lights go at my house. I got my wife. Go downstairs. Check that out. Yeah.
Trip a
The fuck-
breaker.
Stan Meyer. So we go back. So the Japanese story about they're working on inventing their water-powered car brings us to Stan Meyer. This is 10 years ago, Nick. Listen how excited Stan Meyer is with his invention. And listen for all the red flags.
Yeah.
That's the best part
There's
of
a
it.
few red flags here as far as the government goes.
He swears he invented this 11 years
I'm
ago.
not a conspiracy theorist, especially when, government's involved.
Yeah,
but
me either.
just listen to some of these red flags where you're like, oh, that's probably not the good thing you think it is.
And 11 years later, we don't have this car.
The top, our news here at 6 o'clock, an age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
Sounds great.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. You want to ring the bell every time we have a little problem?
A
with
red flag?
A little red flag?
Something that maybe he didn't identify as being like, it's might not be as good as you think.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
Yes.
See, it's like, wow, the Pentagon.
Showing interest.
That's great.
He's all excited. Oh, the
Guys
Pentagon.
probably like, the Pentagon, I'm going to get this big military contract.
The Pentagon.
It's going to be great. No, it's the inside of the Pentagon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where that part way inside.
The CIA.
Yeah,
Well,
very interested.
In this project.
Water has always been considered a precious commodity, but Stan Meyer's invention may make it even more valuable. He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
I don't care if you use rainwater, well water, city water, ocean water. If you don't have any fresh water, go ahead and use snow. If you don't have any snow available to you, then use salt water because there's no adverse effect through the fuel cell.
it's a perfect vehicle.
Oh, sure
Yeah,
is.
perfect.
Pentagon's interested.
Yeah.
Meyer started working on this project 4 years ago. He's not a scientist. He isn't even a chemist. In fact, he never graduated from college. Myers was determined, he says, to design something to protect this country from oil embargoes.
And we have calculated that if we take the dune buggy from Los Angeles to New York, we would roughly use 22 gallons of water.
The Pentagon flew a lieutenant colonel in last week to look at Meyer's invention.
A lieutenant colonel flew in.
They flew him in an F-16 over his house.
Yeah. Looking at a good look at him through the bomb sight.
Looking at a guy's invention from a guy that didn't graduate anything. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oops. Meyer's invention, there's talk of possibly using it in the Star Wars defense program and to run army tanks. Myers is currently perfecting a water fuel cell for cars. It will cost about $1,500. He says it won't need any maintenance, and you won't have to replace it. It'll be at least 2 years before the fuel system goes into mass production. The day it happens will be one the fuel industry hates, but it'll put a smile on the face of those who've had to say at one time or another,
Honey, Dick Cheney's at the front door.
Yeah. Right. He wants to go.
Hey, stand home and like a dog sound.
He wants to go quail hunting with you.
That the oil industry will hate.
Jesus.
Yeah. So why didn't you tell Nick DiPaolo there, Dan, what happened to good old Stan Meyer? This is a terrific ending.
He's probably doing fine.
Was that him on the top of the train?
Well, Stan Meyer was poisoned.
Well, we don't. They say food poisoning. What's the actual story?
He was eating at a restaurant.
He was eating at a restaurant.
Bad water.
Probably that ricin stuff that they one little
Just a little
speck of it fucking kills you over like a month. You rot away or something. What is that shit?
And why hasn't somebody fucking used it on a large scale?
It's
That's what scares
amazing.
me.
You know
Who's
what?
guarding that shit?
Did you hear about that? I think it was in England. There was a spy.
Yeah.
And the guy took the thing on the tip of an umbrella. He's walking by. It was a pin on the tip of an umbrella with a little bead of this ricin shit on there. And he walks by him and just hits the guy in the leg with the umbrella. And the guy just kind of goes, ow. You know, like, you just hit me with your umbrella. A couple of days later, boom, horrid fucking death from that shit.
There was some politician overseas that got hit with it. Doesn't it make it fucks your face up?
Everything. It swells you up. It fucks you.
That's the other guy.
Another Russian spy guy.
Yeah, that was fucking...
It turns you into Tub Girl. Your insides just start melting away.
Let's see.
You know what I mean?
He's
All right,
alive.
here we go.
After dining at a restaurant, huh?
Yeah, died suddenly. March 21st, 1998.
By the
after
way,
dining at a
hold
restaurant.
on, but this news story is from '98, so he
Yeah.
died suddenly not long after this news story.
An autopsy report by the Franklin County, Ohio coroner concluded that Meyer had died of a cerebral aneurysm, but conspiracy theorists insist that he was poisoned to suppress technology and that oil companies in the United States government were involved in his death.
That's a bit suspicious. I'm
like-
with you with the conspiracy theory thing, but
a little, you know, when a CIA guy, when a military guy from the Pentagon flies in to see you special,
and you die.
Hey, let me see your car.
Has that ever happened before?
Let me see your car, dude. It was in
and
the
you
back.
die mere months later.
It was probably, and I could see the briefing in that fucking Pentagon. It was probably like, all right, you, Lieutenant Colonel, whatever, fly out, see if this guy's a kook. If that fucking thing starts up, poison him.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
No, they don't say that. They probably say, you know what, bring back the plans and, bring them back.
Yeah.
That's all. It's like
back the
Scarface.
plans. Yeah.
When he goes to meet Sosa, the Pentagon guy goes, I'll come back, we'll have lunch noon tomorrow.
Yeah, right?
You know.
There he goes up in the helicopter.
We can have you back here by
that
Thursday.
guy. Yeah, that was the guy right there. Nope, up.
That's him? Oh, that's the guy that got poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then look at the picture of him afterwards. He looks like the 50-foot man.
Yeah, that's work of Putin.
That is that was Vladimir Putin.
And that's happened a few times since.
Gave him that shit. That poison there's no cure for it, and you are just fucked. You just sit there and rot.
Is he dead, that guy?
I was looking for it at Bed Bath & Beyond.
No, I'm talking about a guy who was a politician who's still alive. He got poisoned.
He survived.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I don't think it was ricin.
Looked like his skin was boiling.
Yes.
That guy, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all fat-faced.
He made it, I think.
Yeah, made him all ugly and shit.
Hey, shit. Yeah, fucked up real, yo.
Yeah, I don't...
Crazy ass
What is it called? Ricin poison or reason? How do you say
Ricin.
that?
Ricin.
Ricin Roni.
Rice and Roni, the
Poison.
San Francisco treat.
Yeah,
Same thing.
The fucking Moscow treat.
Once it's injected in you, you die a slow death.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there he is.
There it
Incredible
is.
Hulk.
I want. Is that permanent now, or did he get rid of that look? Now he looks like James Edward Almost. Holy shit! He's got like a Corinthian leather. He's got face like a pair of bull's balls.
They fucked him up.
Jesus.
Spy shit going on, man. Like that secret spy shit.
Was it that? But we don't know what kind of poison he got hit with. They tell you.
No, it wasn't ricin. I'm not sure.
I think it was an In-N-Out burger that they had left on the counter for 2 weeks.
Why don't we take a little break?
Yeah, because I got to piss like a racehorse, as they say.
I do too, man.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah, my father's old saying, you know.
NickDip.com. Nick DiPaolo on MySpace. And what's the big gig?
MySpace? Fuck that. Facebook, yo.
Yeah.
Well, what
Where
the
you-
fuck? Yeah, that's
where
what
you
it
been?
says
What
on
year
your
was
sheet.
this?
We got to update your sheet.
Who wrote that?
It's probably just in a file. We pull it out every time you're here.
Both.
Let's update
I don't even
Nick
believe in any of
DiPaolo
that
info.
shit.
Facebook. Just for Laughs. Chicago Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
This Thursday and Friday at the Vic Theater. Me, Patrice, Louie, and Jim Jeffries.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and then next weekend in Orlando. No, Winter Park. Winter Park. Belly Busters. And I want to say this because this show goes all over the country.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
you people down in Winter Park, Florida. Belly Busters. I got to cash a check when I come back that says Belly Busters on. I'm 47 years old.
Feel good about that one?
A little known fact, I got family in Winter Park, Florida.
Oh.
Is that
So
right?
you might see a few people that look a little like me at your show there.
Please tell them to come out and bring their
some
nieces.
friends. Right.
I mean, they're friends.
Belly Busters Winter Park, that's June 25th through the 27th.
Yeah.
And June 18th and 19th, this Thursday and Friday, Chicago. Yes, just for laughs. Chicago.com for more info.
Yeah.
There you
So,
go. We're going to go to break with Danny's bit from yesterday. Wow, rave reviews on this damn thing,
Yes.
Danny. My phone blew up yesterday with everyone loving this.
Literally?
I think that says
Pretty
more
much.
about your phone than this bitch.
We'll just play it, but Danny's creation, we love it.
You fucking little monkey.
Opie and Anthony, Nick DiPaolo in studio, nickdip.com. Also, Jim Norton's doing Red Eye tonight. Let's not forget about that,
Yeah,
right?
it was supposed to be tomorrow, but there was a last-minute switch due to a bunch of political posturing.
The old switcheroo?
Yeah, Brian
switched.
Williams dropped out.
Yeah, they just switched.
Are you going to be at the table then? And
I am.
In the newsroom?
I will be at the table, yes.
I was down in the basement last time.
Yeah, put
I
me
was
down
supposed
there,
to be
too.
tomorrow, but they switched me to tonight, so I'm not in the basement.
I sat down there and I'm like, fucking, I just saw fucking Lou Grant walk by. It's like, it looks like Mary Tyler Moore's.
Yeah, they put me down there, and then the monitor you have to look at, if you glance up a half an inch, you look directly into the lights, and then you can't see anything for like 10 seconds.
Yes.
You're blinking, just seeing like bright lights.
Well, you got a professional operation over there, huh?
You know what it is? I bring an energy it's positive, and they say it warms the room, and they hate to not have that.
Yeah, you got to be
You
at
do.
the
I can
table.
feel it coming through my flat screen.
I felt you warm the room after a few farts.
I don't mean that.
All right.
CNN's all over this Iranian protest thing. This thing is building, huh?
It is
I'm a little
building.
confused because CNN said that this was a pro rally for the dinner jod.
Yeah. Well,
not the big one they showed. That wasn't. That was.
And then they went.
That was anti.
And then they went to the anti rally,
yeah.
again, which has hundreds of thousands of people. One guy holding a sign, "Where's my vote?"
Yeah.
That guy ain't gonna make it to work.
A woman holding a sign, "Where's my clit?"
Where's my husband? They're just carting people away.
Where's my vote?
Where's
the
my
same
members
guy?
only jacket? He's
think-
wearing it.
That's the same.
You think this is it? I mean, this is one of those things where it doesn't look like it's just going to calm down and just go back to normal. We got some things happening in Iran.
I thought it'd be a little more violent.
Yeah, I was hoping.
They killed 7 of them.
Well, now they're saying they're going to have a revote.
Yeah, that should be.
Recount, not a revote. Right?
Yeah, they're going to have.
Yeah, they're going to recount the votes.
Just to try to calm these people down and go, well, it was close. You guys are right.
They recount it. Turns out Al Franken is going to take over Iran.
Is he working yet?
They haven't even settled that yet.
Still?
Who
Wasn't
are
that
we to tell
November?
them? Christ.
That was 6-7 months ago, right?
You know how it is. Get those dirty lawyers involved. That's what it's about. That's what everything's about in this world.
speak my
Keep
language,
the
Nick.
lawyers working. That's why we're reading terrorist Miranda rights. It keeps fucking lawyers working.
Yeah.
It's just motherless fucks.
Keep them getting paid.
As Uncle Junior said.
Oh, yeah. Got the big casino, Tony.
The big casino.
The big casino.
Yeah, healthcare plan. There's another. There you go. Huh? We're going to pay for that.
Cushion for
What is this? You're like me. You got a PhD in The Sopranos?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking best. Oh, my God. There's a lot I could say. Go ahead. I'm fucking fed up. Who played a better crotchety old man?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Hold on, man. This guy just walked out on his wife. I don't know if he needs our help
did.
or what. Let's say hi to George in Jersey. George.
Hey there, George.
George?
George?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
You should walk out on Jersey.
Hey, George.
29 years, and last Tuesday, she was out. 12 hours, I packed up all my stuff, gone.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's different being separated and having your own clean place instead of living in a pigsty.
What, was she a slob?
Terrible. It was. I took pictures. The lawyer couldn't believe it.
Well, did she just go, when you met her, she wasn't a slob? She just went nuts?
She progressed over the 29 years into, has a mental condition, I think.
Yes, that's what I was.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Is she a pack rat?
Yeah, was she a hoarder?
Pack rat, and, if you come by my house in Edison there, it looks nice on the outside, but you can't have anyone in because there's no room to walk.
You should have seen it coming when she took a shit on the dance floor at the reception.
And then saved it in her purse.
What is she saving that is completely taking over the house? Usually it's like newspapers or...
Your balls in a jar.
Well, I went into one room and I found every paper that my daughter had ever touched. She's 20 years old. Any paper that she ever touched was in that room stacked up.
What do you mean that she ever... Whoa, slow down. What do you mean touched?
What kind of paper?
Like
origami?
School or something that you might have drawn, or a
project
report card, or a letter to her or something.
Oh, you got a Sybil situation.
Well, that's, moms do that. It sounded like, she's just walking around touching paper, and then your wife is running after her, collecting all the paper she touches.
Yeah, basically, and she saved every toy. She's got 20 years of toys through the house. It's amazing.
Why? Fucking throw them out.
Yeah,
why don't you just throw them out while she's busy?
Yeah. Well, we did that once. I got a dumpster there, and instead of throwing out stuff, she threw out all the wedding gifts that we were saving in the loft. Instead of throwing out the junk, she threw out all the good stuff.
Well, why didn't you throw out some of the junk, like when she would do whatever she does? She goes out or whatever.
I did that, and then she'd come home, and she'd get violent. She'd start screaming and yelling like an old... She wasn't Italian, but I could just say like an old Italian lady. Just
I gotta be
screaming and
Italian?
yelling. And she'd say, I'm going to take my fist and knock your teeth down your throat. And I just move away, because I don't believe in hitting women.
That's where you're wrong.
You can believe in it. It happens.
Just short right to the tip of her nose, and she'll stop saving shit.
I'm depressed because of what I did to her, but my dad says, look forward. He's 81 years old. My dad says, look forward and don't
To
look
what, his funeral?
in the past.
You didn't do anything to her. You're fucking tired of her saving everything. She's being annoying.
She's got a little mental illness there. She needs a little bit of... She should call... no, I can't say that. Different guy, different show.
We went for counseling, and then she stopped coming. So we used to have her come on the phone. Like in Charlie's Angels, she'd be on the phone, and I'd be in the office.
Hello, Angel. This is your mission, not to take a shit in the sink.
And then eventually she wouldn't come at all. And then so I showed the doctor, the psychologist, the pictures, and he says, George, a picture is worth 1,000 words. He couldn't believe it.
Wow, he's original.
Oh, that's, yeah.
I'll send you the pictures, Jimmy. You could see them.
Wait, what are they pictures of, dude?
The whole house.
Yeah, we'd love to see the pictures.
Absolutely. Put those up on YouTube.
She's a classic hoarder.
Yeah.
I hate hoarders.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hoarder.
More than that. It's more than that, guys.
Yeah, it sounds like it runs deeper than that.
Yeah, what else?
Well, like the sexual part, that's totally cold. Every night I would try, very romantic. She would say, don't touch me, I'm not interested, I have a headache, don't do it. How much could you take?
You should have dressed up like one of your daughter's papers.
Yeah.
She can't
and you're going to get fucked in the divorce, right? Even though she has no desire to be with you sexually?
No, because he'll probably
Because she's kooky.
She wants things that are not important. She'll be like, all right, I'll give you the bank account, but you have to let me keep the forks and the spoons that our daughter ate with. Okay.
Stacks of newspapers.
Yes.
Good point, good point.
I get the old flip-flops.
I'll blow you for the roller skates.
That's true. That's true.
I think you're smart to leave her, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had to leave, and so it's been 1 week, and I was thinking of Anthony going through his divorce, and mine isn't
That was many years ago.
bad, but after 29 years, she gets a lot, plus pension and a lot of things like that
wow.
she's going to get.
Oh, think about having her whacked.
You'll be happy in the end, though, bro.
Yeah.
Believe me.
You'll be happy sitting on a milk crate under a bridge.
It's better than where I was.
I hear you. Sounds like Louis.
Love that when people go, cheaper to keep her, cheaper to keep her. Shut the fuck up. What am I going to be? Miserable my whole fucking life?
Cheaper to keep her.
I'll have a few extra bucks and I'll be miserable. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
look good to the money if you want to put a bullet in your head, you know?
Oh, you get
put it in her head.
Hey, and if you were still married, would you have that amazing media room?
I'd have a guma.
No, besides all that, but I mean, would you have the
what, are you
unbelievable
kidding?
movie
No,
theater?
I'd probably have a nursery and fucking kids.
Would you have the green screen and that ridiculous studio of yours?
My
if
nice
you're still
fucking
married?
broadcast facility.
What would you have instead?
I'd have a nursery probably with who knows, probably no kids in it, still with cobwebs on it, waiting to have a fucking kid, and let's see, vacuum cleaner in the closet for me to vacuum the floors, because even though I would have made enough money to have hired like a cleaning service, she would still want me to vacuum the floor so I'd have that discipline.
Yeah. So you have to do chores still.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Your job is to take the garbage out and vacuum, okay? That's all I ask.
Okay.
Why you ask?
After I take you out.
How about someone else does that and I pay them?
Right.
With the job I do, I make money and I pay the person to do that.
She wouldn't let me do chores, guys. She wouldn't let me do anything. If I touched one thing, she'd say, I'm going to go into your room and break every one of your records. I have the old-fashioned LPs. She would threaten to break all my old
Who's the hoarder?
Yeah, right? LPs.
So I couldn't even wash clothes there. She wouldn't let me. The pile of clothes was 6 feet high in the bathroom from her.
Wow.
6 feet by about 4 feet.
Did she get all fat on you, dude?
No, she's still pretty slenderized, but she's not bad looking. If anybody's interested.
Yeah, it sounds like a real catch. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, nice. Shitty fucking slob house and a crazy bitch.
Were there signs in the beginning of the marriage that she might have a problem, and you just wanted to ignore it because she was giving up the shitter?
Well, my parents told me, based on her parents, her mother had a slight clutter problem in her house.
A slight clutter problem.
Clutter problem.
They thought it might transfer down.
I like when the clutters move into the neighborhood.
First time he visited her in-laws' house, he had to step over a canoe in the kitchen.
You know there's a problem there.
Clutter lover.
It looks like the sailing at TGI Friday.
Look, I think it's safe to say we all know when we're with a kook, but we look past that. Why did you look past the fact that she might have been a little kooky?
Nice tits.
Was it the body?
I loved her back then.
Mm-hmm.
College sweetheart, 29 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just progressed into hell over the years. I had planned divorce 10 years ago, but my parents said try to stick it out. And because old Italian family, my mother's from Italy, my father's from here, from Sicily. And they just, old Catholic Italians stick with it because they stuck with their marriage when things got tough.
Yeah.
So I did, but it's just unbearable.
All Sicilians have a way of taking care of this, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going to dig a hole under the pool. I put her under the pool, and every time I went in the pool, I could step on her face.
Do a cannonball on her face.
That's a joke.
Of course.
Yeah, we know, George. We know.
But hey, can I ask how old's your wife?
52.
Is this a menopausal thing?
That could be.
No, she's past that. No, she's been this way the whole marriage.
Does she have she's got like a Taliban beard?
No. I'll send all the pictures to Jimmy and the videos.
Yeah, please do. I want to see this stuff.
Thank you. TheRealJimNorton@gmail.com.
There you go. All right, George.
We wish you luck, and I was wondering if I could borrow.
Hair. I got plucked
Yeah,
nostril hair.
maybe can I call back? And, you know, what happened?
Yeah, of course, George.
Oh, that hurt.
We're in on your plight. We'll follow it through. All right.
Thank you, guys.
You got any radial tires in the garage?
Are you looking to get some pussy yet, or
I
what?
got it.
Where you at?
No, I'm not interested right now. I have to defibrilize or whatever it is.
Defibrilize.
What does that mean?
Decompress, you mean?
Decompress.
Simmer down.
Right.
Yeah.
Ow. You never go in
Anthony's
your nose.
pulling
I
nose
don't pick
hairs
my
out.
nose. I'm trying to get a nostril hair that's tickling the fuck out of my nostril.
Tee-hee. All
Yes,
right,
David.
George. Thanks, George.
Take it easy, George. Good luck.
Bye,
to you.
guys.
You know what? This leads us to a little show that's
I think I got it.
on TV
No.
called Obsessed.
Another one.
Get tweezers.
Danny's turning me on to
scissors or
Obsessed.
something.
Do what I do. You pull all the hairs at the same time, and then you take a scissor and clip. Good to go.
No, get those that machine.
Oh,
I never had a problem with nose hair, ever.
you barely grow hair
don't
in your
have
body,
any
though,
hair.
Jimmy.
I'm wispy.
Fucking little Mexican hairless.
You got the
I got a
songs.
plucker. I look like Ed Asner, you know.
I gotta get a good hold on it.
But once you, if you use that thing that goes up in your nose, and
Don't you got to get in the chute, though?
Then,
what do you
then
mean?
when it grows
Like
in,
Yeah, then they grow in. That's
it
right.
hurts.
That's right. You get like ingrown hairs inside your nose.
Yeah.
come on, you fucker.
I learned that the hard way.
Ow. Now I'm just like ripping.
Jesus Christ, Anthony.
It's not the one.
I've never seen you do this before. You all right?
Yeah.
You never go in your nose.
What are you making a face for?
Now that I'm not going in my nose as much, it's a little.
But I'm not picking out snot.
I just
I'm
know how
pulling
you are
hairs.
with your nose, so it's
Yeah.
amazing that you're going in there.
Because it's driving me crazy. Crazy.
So let's talk about Obsessed. This is a TV show on what network there, Danny?
This is on A&E. It's the same network that's brought to you such classic gold mines as Intervention.
I love fucking Intervention. Still
So
do.
I.
Still
So
do.
do I.
Well, I never figured out the schedule for Intervention. They'd make like 6, and then they'd go 2 years without a new one.
I
and
think a
then-
new season just started a couple weeks ago.
apparently my
So they
T-Will's
got,
not doing the job.
Yeah, they got some new episodes out
What
there.
a nightmare for the family. Got
They love it. That's a sickness in this country. Everybody wants to be on TV.
the rest of the family loves it and plays into it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Got to sit around because one of your family members has a problem.
No
Ugh.
problem.
I liked
And you gotta
one of the
cater
first
to
ones
it.
I saw. A crazy girl. She was like doing crazy drawings.
The
Remember
naked
she was,
one?
Yes, she was hot.
Where they basically
She was
threw
young
food
and
in her
good
room?
looking. Yes.
Wow, really?
She was
Best one
fucking
ever.
nuts.
Yes.
She was,
And hot?
Hold on.
and she had a fat sister who threw her
Yes.
against a fence. Remember in the
she was
driveway?
she was a blonde.
Oh, fuck, wait a minute.
She was
That's
a
ringing
blonde.
bell.
I think she was a stripper, sort of. And her father owned some like houses and gave the daughter one of them or an apartment. And she just destroyed it. She would write
This
on
one
the
was.
walls.
She wasn't blonde. This one was brunette.
Oh, I remember a blonde. That
I
would
think
write
she
on
was
the walls, and the sister would kind of just throw food in the room and run.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrific.
She had all kinds of fucking crazy doodles in a book.
Those are the best ones.
Crazy
But
doodle.
anyways, back to this one.
Yeah. Obsessed. We meet Nydia. Nydia obsessively washes, and she has a shower ritual.
Maybe you can hook her up with George, you just called.
Yeah.
My OCD is about feeling dirty. I don't like to feel dirty. I wash my hands about 100 times a day, maybe more. I'm afraid of having bowel movements.
How many times a day?
She's afraid of having bowel movements.
bowel movements?
See,
Is
this
that what you just
this
said?
is psychology 101.
There's a,
Right?
yeah,
This goes
yeah.
back to somebody
You know
did
what
something to her
happened there.
asshole.
Think
when she
someone
was-
put a wiener in there with their fingers? They did.
That hiney hole.
They'd probably put
look at Jimmy's eyes light up like a fastball down the middle, and he's like fucking Babe Ruth.
There's somebody would probably put 2 fingers in there
Yeah.
and swish around, and she would go, ow, ow, and you would go, shh, I'm getting it clean. I'm getting it clean.
Yes.
So she's probably afraid of making doo-doos because that will dirty it and
Doo-doos.
force someone to come in and clean the
Yep.
doo-doos out again.
Oh my God, Jimmy.
That's just a wild guess, right?
Yeah, it is.
That was a
Thank you.
stab in the dark, right, Jimmy?
Speculating.
Oh my neck. Jesus.
I'm completely guessing, but I'm also guessing that like he probably wouldn't have lubricant, so he'd probably put his fingers in his mouth and go, "Let me get those doo-doos out," and he'd clean his fingers and he'd swipe his fingers and.
Can we even say that on satellite?
Yeah, it's a guess. I don't know.
Holy shit, the hairs on the back of my neck are going straight.
Sexy, right?
I was gonna just gonna guess that maybe she just got blocked up when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Toilet training is a very delicate thing. If they do it wrong, you can get all hung up,
It's traumatic. She had to go to the
that's
doctor.
another
and
thing.
The doctor had to work the duty out for her, and ever since she's been
What are you doing?
I remember in high school, I took
poopy.
Did you see? I'm a Celebrity, Get Me the Fuck Out of Here? What's her name? The old model. She had a
Dickinson.
She had a duty problem last night on the show.
Did she?
Oh yeah, where she couldn't go to the bathroom.
Wow, now she's even hotter than I thought she was.
Yeah, exactly. That just adds to the hotness. Now she's impacted with fucking grape seeds.
Maybe Sam can help me out with that because it was funny. She was doing all sorts of yoga poses to try to get the duty moving.
Yeah, you do downward facing dog. That'll dislodge that thing.
Do tub girl.
She's lying on her side and turtling like it's a tail.
Oh, fuck.
Downward facing a log.
I think she went like over a week without taking a shit.
Really? That's not good.
She could barely walk. It was pretty funny.
Nice.
That's uncomfortable.
It was funny stuff. Let's get back to Nydia.
I'm afraid of having bowel movements. I'm afraid of just basically anything to have to do with that. I can never go to the bathroom without taking a shower afterwards. My
You know who
shower
used to do
rituals
that?
Usually last.
Huh?
Tiny Tim used to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I heard that, and he used to dry off with paper towels. He didn't have a towel. He used paper towels, Bounty.
Why?
Paper towels.
Because the towels would have like bacteria or germs on them.
I remember him saying that in like Merv Griffin. That,
Yeah.
The Tonight Show, actually, that he used to take a shower every time Mother Nature called. As opposed to me, I like to go.
Yeah, I like to shit after my shower, only.
That just happens. Don't you hate that when you get out of the shower and sneak a shit?
Like, oh,
It's like pulling out of the car wash and it starts raining.
Exactly.
Yes.
Raining mud.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's throwing fucking Ben & Jerry's ice cream on your car.
Let's say hi to Jason in New York. Jason.
Cookies and cream right on the windshield.
Hey, Jason.
Welcome aboard, Jace.
I was just wondering if you guys saw the first episode where the lady's father died in a car accident, so she's afraid of driving her car, of course.
Okay.
And so she now wears her dead dad's clothes that are still all bloody, and she's all freaked out.
Get the fuck out of here.
See, now here's where I got a problem with reality TV. Although I'm not saying this is the case, that this is phony. But after you watch a season of this shit, some of the stuff, even intervention stuff, some of the dialogue, when the camera is on you, you don't act the same. Right. Some of it starts to get contrived. They have the mother fighting with it. Does it seem a little forced to you?
It's forced because just the camera being there changes the whole dynamic.
And you could write great scripts like this. We'll have a lady put on her. I'm not saying this isn't true with this woman, but I'm just saying.
That's just creepy.
Yeah, she was a complete wacko.
Hey, speaking of fathers, are they running our SiriusXM Father's Day promotion read that we did for him?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Anyone know?
Did they ever? After we did that, I'm
Nick,
like, I don't think they'll run that.
After one of the shows, they give us a script. You know, Father's Day is what, this weekend? So, you know, give your father the gift of satellite radio. And they give us this lovely script about fathers and shit. Me and Aunt don't have fathers. Like, what the fuck? Do you do your research? So we gave him...
Oh, is that right?
So we gave him a read, my friend.
Oh,
do we have that, Travis?
Yeah, that was a fun
if
one.
you can find that. I'm not sure if they're even running it. I want to know.
My shower rituals usually last anywhere from like an hour to 3. I had to be hospitalized twice for a blood transfusion because I was losing too much blood in my shower ritual.
All right, I don't want to hear
shower
anymore.
ritual.
Blood transfusions because she lost too much blood in her shower ritual.
What now? What the fuck is she doing in the shower?
When her feet are dirty, she cuts them off. It's sewing back on. My feet are filthy.
That's a great name for like a punk rock band.
Shower ritual?
It's shower ritual, blood transfusions, losing blood.
What the fuck?
Wow.
What is she doing?
I don't
What is
know.
she doing?
I can't play it. Let's just end here. No?
No.
Ritual. Matt and I have been married for 8 years. It's very rocky right now. You know, it's not lack of love. It's just too hard to deal with my sickness. At this point, I don't feel any control in my OCD whatsoever. I'm in pain all the time. There's not one day that I go without having some type of pain. If I don't get help, I probably end up getting divorced. Maybe I could even die.
Let's hope so.
I'm going to get a divorce. And I don't want to get a divorce, Jules.
Was that the blood ritual woman that just said that?
Yeah, what the fuck is a ritual?
Yeah,
you can't just play the ritual. You got to kind of slowly build to the shower ritual.
A little bit. I hear you.
Everyone's saying they are running the Opie and Anthony Father's Day promo for SiriusXM. 3 times per break? Oh, they're running it like crazy?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, all right.
So now it's not funny anymore.
People are like, are you kidding?
Right.
They're running it 3 times a break. More on Nydia.
My shower ritual started when I was about 20 years old, right before I got married.
You gonna get it now?
Yeah.
When I first met Nydia, she seemed like she was a little more particular about washing her hands and stuff, but I just figured that Nydia was just an extra clean person. Right before we got married, Nydia started having stomach problems, digestive problems. It continued to get worse, and finding, I guess, tools of her trade in the bathroom.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting all confused.
Tools of her trade.
So we got a shower ritual, and now
There's
tools of
her trade, and she loses blood.
We found what? What did you find there? A fucking Black & Decker?
A Sawzall. Yeah.
Sawzall? A fucking Midas box? And
I got a Ryobi fucking variable speed drill.
I have a feeling that the tools of the trade is not a loofah.
No.
Found an X-Acto kit and a bunch of sponges. And
fucking Dremel.
I have a feeling the tools of the trade cannot be found at Bed Bath & Beyond.
I found a pubic head covered putty knife. And a shit stained
let's play guess the tools of the trade.
To clean her asshole out?
I guess
Is
it
that
has
what
to be
it's
her,
got to be?
but she's
Her
bleeding.
ass or her vagina, right?
She's bleeding though.
Now, what would you use to clean your asshole out? Let me
Tools
see.
of the trade.
I'm trying to think. I'm walking through Home Depot.
All right, wire brush.
I'm
thinking wire brush.
All right, let's get 3 items.
Or steel wool.
I would steel wool or steel wool or wire brush.
Vacuum.
Very good.
Some type of vacuum.
Vacuum. She just pink socks herself. Yeah. She sucks her intestines out and washes it like an elephant's trunk and then shoves it back in her ass.
Pink socks. Oh my God, am I behind this?
I think I know what she uses.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I hope she's stuck
If I
in that
ever
loop.
get to that point, put one right in the back of my head.
There's an old lady on a scooter just going in a circle on a rug on her scooter.
She's doing a 360. Her family is ridiculing her in the living room.
But she was saying we.
Yeah. Ring around the bird. And
That's right. I think pocket full of colostomy gunk.
Jesus.
I think some kind of digging out device.
A fish hook?
Oh, wow.
It's still on the...
A melon baller?
A cocktail spoon.
Yeah.
You want to go cocktail spoon?
Yeah.
Or some kind of spoon.
Cocktail spoon. That's one with the long handle.
Yeah.
That came from
All right.
You could like
family.
stir a
Somebody
fucking
family member
martini
mentioned.
with or something.
Yeah, you know the long ones.
Yeah.
We need a 3rd item.
Razor blade.
She's got a duty problem and she loses a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Probably wipes her ass with a
Bowie knife.
a
Shotgun.
what do you call it? A shawam?
A Mossberg.
Shawwow.
Oh, ShamWow.
Yeah.
The ShamWow.
Maybe she's thinking wrong. Maybe she put something up there to block it.
Oh, all right. Some kind of.
She don't want to make duties. Like a plug?
Yeah, some type of, you know what I mean? Some type of a wine cork and a hammer.
How about a cue ball?
Because she calls it the shower ritual.
Oh, it's a shower ritual.
So it's after she takes a dirty, dirty shit.
Oh, and her ass is all full of shit. Nasty, dirty shit.
Yeah, what does she get in there with?
Gravity boots and a fucking putty knife keeps coming on.
Some tongs.
Oh, tongs, ice tongs.
That's what she like the kind at the bodega at the salad. She grabs a pair of those.
Needle nose pliers. She opens her asshole and then she gets in there and pinches every piece of fecal matter out.
Out of every nook and cranny of her intestinal tract, as far as she could squeeze that needle nose up.
She pink socks and washes her intestines like an elephant.
Why are we wasting Nick DiPaolo's appearance on this?
He's so talking about. This is what they're going to hear at Winter, Florida.
He's so brilliant
my
with
first
the
8
politics
minutes
and everything else, but all right, let's find out here. So we got tongs, steel brush, steel wool, cocktail spoon, pliers.
Tools of her trade in the bathroom. I started realizing that Nydia definitely had
water pick. for sure.
My OCD is about feeling dirty. I don't like to feel dirty.
I like the way she says
wash my hands about 100 times a day, maybe more.
You just washed your hands. Why are you washing your hands?
Shut up.
Oh, just
leave. See, like that. Now, would a guy really ask that question when he knows his wife's
I know.
girlfriend's?
It's for the camera. You're right.
What was the question he asked her?
Why you just wash your hands? Why you wash? Because that's what it's my disease, you dink, and we have a camera crew here to wash.
Because your cock is always dirty when I touch it.
And then you realize that she's actually right because he rubs his dick in the litter box before he makes her suck it. And she's like, my mouth really smells like cat tinkle.
I would not. I would not put up with this shit.
For 3 seconds.
Could you?
If a girl washes her hands within 2 hours of jerking me off, I throw her out. Why don't you show some respect?
I don't mind, but I wouldn't mind a girl who has an obsession about keep her asshole sparkling clean.
Yeah.
That's actually
Unless it starts bleeding, though.
Yeah, that's all right, too.
What are the tools of the trade?
Well, here we go. Nydia explains what she does in the
pretend it's
shower.
Merlot dripping out of her.
This next minute and a half could be the best minute and a half of our show.
All right.
Definitely for today.
They're going to talk about this on Charlie Rose tonight.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So you just want mayonnaise and the meat, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't eat sometimes because I'm afraid of having bowel movements. My diet consists of definitely no vegetables and definitely no fruits because
She'll be
usually
dead soon.
that helps your bowels move faster and that's the least thing I want.
Yeah.
I'm done. If I eat something...
Let's see if she's hot.
I hate her.
I bet she is.
Do we have a picture?
She probably has like thinning hair because she doesn't eat properly. She probably sucks.
I bet you she's hot.
Is that her?
I fucking hate this broad.
She's like fucking.
Well,
she's like a Mayan. She looks like one of those.
She should be
Mayan
pushing a
women.
cart down the hull of a Red Roof Inn. The fuck? She looks like fucking Sonia Sotomayor's daughter.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
It has to be a red roof. You know what? It just makes sense.
She does kind of look like one of those women that should be wearing those derbies down in fucking Peru.
Yes, and it's going to be tough for her. Not with her native diet is beans and rice. So this is going to be quite a challenge.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
She goes, I like to eat putty and Italian bread. That way, it's like spackle of the air.
Yeah.
Spackle and fucking fiberglass.
Yes. What are you eating? Glue and fluff it on her.
Exactly. I like to wash it down with a pillow. And I like to have a box of Triscuits and a pitcher of sand before I hit the sack.
If I eat something, there's anxiety. The more time that passes by, the closer I know I might be to a bowel movement.
Oh, God.
It just sucks.
Go and shit already.
I know it's going to be hard and exhausting.
What's going to be hard and exhausting?
The bowel. Here's the problem. Stupid. She doesn't drink enough water. Your fucking hard duties are hurting your hiney.
Yeah.
Every time one comes out, it's like she's shitting pebbles.
Get a stool saw.
But but somebody did something to her during potty training. Somebody really gave her a compact mirror and said, look at that! Look at it!
Push the fucking
Like when they threw De Niro in the... when they threw Jake LaMotta in the fucking cell.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Look at it, boy! Live in it!
Live in it, boy!
Smell it!
Oh,
Taste it.
give him his bowel movement then. Carlo, bring me a suppository. Something happened here.
Holy shit. Let's go to Frank in Poughkeepsie. Frank.
Yeah, she just described the Eric Nagel diet. Meat and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Meat and mayo, huh?
Maybe someone touched Erot's asshole.
Oh, we're going to have to find out.
No, it's definitely.
Well, let's find out here.
The uncle was wiping her.
I'm mentally prepared to go in there. I kind of worry about it, and I try to concentrate and tell myself that I can do it. Here we go.
You hear that?
Asshole
That's what
that
you tell
could.
little kids.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Come on.
It says that. You ever worked the club in Austin? What is it? Which Capitol Comedy Club? I went in there to use the toilet. You know, people write on the walls, and it said
Sometimes
some of the funniest shit.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
It's every time I go in there and read it again. It makes me laugh hard. It said something like, "That's a big girl. That's it. Push. Make a nice package for Dad." That's
Shit.
a big girl. I'm not even doing it justice because I haven't been there in a while. But it sounded like a guy talking to his 4-year-old daughter.
Here we go. I can never go to the bathroom without taking a shower afterwards. My
I
shower
have a problem
rituals
with that.
usually last anywhere from like an hour to 3. This is my enema. I pump it inside of me and then just wait for the result to take effect. And then after that happens, I start using this, which is to, because my fingers don't reach as far.
Whoa,
There
what
we
is
go.
this fucking show,
Needle
Danny?
nose pliers. You're right.
She says so.
Oh, she
says
does?
so, yeah.
Okay.
Far in as I would like. So I use the toothbrush to go deeper, and I will keep doing that until it feels comfortable for me to get out.
I started realizing that
What
Nydia
then?
was basically
Using my
scraping herself
toothbrush.
inside out.
And there's electric, so it keeps running out of batteries because it's in her colon.
Everybody at work was telling me my breath smelled like shit. I couldn't figure.
She's brushing the inside of her ass with
Wow.
a toothbrush.
That feels good, though,
because her
when it's
fingers
itchy.
didn't get
You haven't
deeper.
done that?
This chick is just the worst.
What do you mean? I tucked my hemorrhoids back in with a toothbrush. Oh, they're dangling
Brushing
right
the inside
now.
of her asshole.
Well, that's...
Wow.
She gonna floss her pussy later? What the hell's going on here?
Wow.
Anthony's looking it up right now.
Yeah.
He goes Oral B.
Oh, let's see. Which one was
Does she put
using?
toothpaste on it?
That would burn.
Oh, wow, would that hurt?
No, that'd make it minty fresh, though, wouldn't it?
Doing that until it
That
feels
little rubber
comfortable
nipple on it.
for me to get out.
I started realizing that Nydia was basically scraping herself inside out.
Holy shit.
Oh, pink sock, nice. Yep,
He's using
inside
my
out.
toothbrush.
Yeah, there he is.
Holy shit.
Oh, I thought that was him.
The toothbrush is back in the little holder. It's got a fucking a peanut on it and a fucking the backup. It's got fucking ass skin stuck to it. What an enchantress!
Enchantress.
Boy, how did you fuck?
Oh,
how did you not see the problems in this
She's
marriage?
fantastic.
Anyone else's asshole like closed shut? As she
Yeah,
said that.
Shoving a toothbrush.
I really like to know
Let's bring
what
back-
led to this disorder.
Let's bring back Pat Duffy. Let's.
I
see
think she
what
had a
he's made
dirty
of.
dentist when she was a little
Maybe
kid.
that's it. Maybe now we're thinking of the wrong
Right?
end.
Get in the chair.
Yeah,
you
something
know.
about the toothbrush.
You can adjust that chair 19 different levels. And
Yeah.
would you like a pink balloon after? This is what you're going to have to do.
My mouth doesn't feel clean.
Oh my God! You want to continue or you want to just leave it there?
I don't know. It's making me hungry.
Dentist tells her to rinse, and she just sits on the little fucking sink.
Flurp.
You freak.
This chick is the fucking worst. Brushing her colon. What a goose.
Jesus. But you know what? No cavities.
I kind of live in this world a little bit from, you know.
Oh, yeah?
What are you talking about?
Not,
what do you mean?
My mom. But.
I mean, never to brush my teeth over your house.
Yeah, really.
No,
Why wouldn't you bring your own brush in?
Toothbrush, I know.
Why would you
Don't
borrow
leave it there.
this?
Her shit is.
I can't leave
is
mine
different,
out.
but, this guy writes,
Okay, you're right.
and I agree with him. How much attention does this cunt need?
Not the cunt, it's
Boy.
the asshole.
The cunt is
You know, wrote that's her shrink talking.
Oh, God damn.
Again, you got to go. I mean, a shrink would have a field day with this.
Of course. Well, we get to the
First thing I'd say, let me take a look.
If I was the husband, all I would do is eat her pussy and go, well, your asshole smells. 4 hours back. If I ever wanted to watch the game,
You'd never see her again.
and she,
Oh, you mean son of a bitch.
There's a double
Fucking go
header
to a
about to
hairbrush.
begin. Yeah.
yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you take a shit
Imagine.
recently? No. Back in.
She's one of, you're at a party, somebody go, who farted? She just like faints and starts crying.
You got to think, what's the problem with the husband?
I don't know, he's still
'Cause
sticking by her side. That
he
would have been
gets-
out of there.
He gets no attention in the relationship.
He likes fucking her in the ass. I bet she
You know-
takes it in the ass.
You know she doesn't take it in the ass.
Sure she does. She can get a toothbrush in there.
That just makes it dirtier, though. Right? With some dirty
Well, not if
wiener
you
in there.
soap it up.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Husband has had to rush her to the hospital twice.
The most extreme times of Nydia's sickness with OCD was taking her to the hospital. She needed blood. So, and it didn't happen just once, it happened twice. So, needing 2 pints of blood is pretty bad.
2 pints?
My marriage with Matt is very rocky right now.
I guess she's not using the soft toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
Jesus.
fuck is he using?
She's using that extra firm that tears your gums up.
My marriage, you hear that though? My marriage is very rocky.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
My marriage is rocky.
2 pints of blood out her ass.
It's funny how your marriage gets rocky when your husband sees, blood and shit on your toothbrush.
Yeah. My marriage is like my duty.
Pebbly.
Pebbly. And
God.
Right now, it's really sad to know that I'm losing my husband because I can't get better.
I feel terrible because I've told her so many times that I can't deal with it, that I can't be with her anymore. But I'm here for as long as I can be here, for as long as my heart doesn't give up. And I don't know when that is. I hope it never comes. But lots riding on her getting better.
Ew, look at the tools in the
Oh,
tray.
there she goes. She's going into the shower with the toothbrush.
You know what
There
you
it
gotta
is.
say?
Like a good mechanic.
Leave the fucking toothbrush outside, you asshole.
Yeah.
Just talk to her like that.
Don't say asshole. You don't even...
What are you, Italian? Leave the toothbrush outside, you asshole.
Take a fucking normal shower. I'm going to throw a toaster in there in 10 minutes. Be out. Enough of you already.
Just lob it over the fucking shower curtain, run.
How about some tough love? Don't walk her in there gingerly, break her toothbrush, and say, get your fucking fat ass in there, take a dump, take a shower, and let's go to the movies. Cut the malarkey, chubby.
Yeah,
tough love.
She barely eats, but look how fat she is.
She doesn't shit.
Because it's all the shit inside?
She's full of shit.
I'll be putting horse laxatives in every other meal just to bust her chops.
Fat round head of hers.
Let's.
Her head is enraging.
The next clip is going to be boring because it's a therapy clip.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
wait a
you
minute.
could go over
They
for
even
me.
show this shit?
What are they
Oh,
showing?
come on.
We're looking at a tub. It's an hour. She's in the tub, and it's an hour and 12 minutes into the ritual.
I place my fingers to see if everything has been rinsed out.
I started realizing that Nydia was basically scraping herself inside out.
Oh, my God.
Apparently so's your barber. Shut up, you dummy.
He's losing a little hair over this.
Sure
This didn't just start fucking yesterday. Come on.
I fucking hate Nydia.
You're on a first date with her. She goes, to use the ladies' room. She's in there for 4 hours. You've seen 2 movies. And you're standing out in the dark. Everybody's gone from the theater.
Yeah.
Security guards, like fucking, like trying to kick in the door. She's in there. Leave me alone.
You think the waiter was like squeezing out a jelly donut on the way to a table?
First time I just...
What's that on the floor? Nothing, honey.
You see her heading into a stall wearing a tool belt. Fuck.
She's toothbrush Lavoris.
What will it take for this guy to leave?
Well, now, who's the girl that was shitting into her own face?
Tub
Tub girl.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't they hook her up? She could talk to her and go, look, it's not that bad. Watch me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 bowls of cheese soup and a 6-pack of Lowenbrow. Then I get them.
Therapy time. Here it is.
Here we go.
If you could go over for me, what kind of OCD you have? I have a fear of having to go to the bathroom.
Poopy doopies.
When you say go to the bathroom, like have bowel movements.
Like the doctor.
And what are you afraid of? Sometimes I just feel like I'm dirty, and like if I
It is
feel
dirty. It's
dirty.
shit, you dummy.
or not,
She thinks your
and
shit
then
don't
when
stink.
I feel clean enough, I'm in pain. You're in pain. What do you mean?
I'm very aggressive to
Good
myself
doctor.
when I am doing my rituals,
Very aggressive.
and I hurt myself.
Nydia's OCD is actually quite common. She's fearful of feces.
It's not quite common to shove a toothbrush up your ass and clean it
it's
out.
quite common.
I'll do it, but not to clean out my ass.
Yeah.
For the
Don't get me wrong.
It helps me come, but...
Good joke.
Exactly.
I like breaking into people's hotel rooms, doing that, putting the toothbrush back, taking a picture.
The old picture.
Yeah,
I heard
that
about
old
that.
gag. I love that one.
That's still one of the funniest things
it
ever.
is.
I guarantee that happened once in history. Somebody
Yeah.
did that.
Someone develops the
Oh,
pictures.
Christ, yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, the toothbrush is in his ass.
You like this. You brush in, then you see
Yeah.
the picture of the
Yeah, of course you would.
2 young Irish guys that broke into
Yeah,
you.
of course. The only thing he left behind, and you're going to use it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right.
No,
You
your
know.
own toothbrush.
I know.
I know. They left the toothbrush.
I know that, but all right.
She's fearful of feces or poop. And
Oh,
so
thanks for
many
clearing
people
that
have
up.
this fear. It really
Jesus,
grosses her
this-
out. Now, not everyone goes through the same extremes as she does.
I didn't know
Sometimes
feces
I
and
feel
poop
like I
were the same.
deserve to be in pain
Because
because I feel like that's what I get, and that's what
Can I just say something? It's gonna, and this is why I hate intervention as much as I love it. I forgot how I missed this point. Once again, that show, you know what that show's up? First of all, you notice they always go to the middle of the country. It's always white, middle class. Have you seen a person of color on intervention?
Don't think so.
No. And they love to go like Utah, white Christian, from just to show how fucked up. And 8 minutes into the show, what's always the dad? It's the dad or the uncle that did the dirty thing to the every time. And I bring this up every time I watch it. My wife gets pissed at me because I have to bring it up every time.
See?
But it's always the old man or the stepfather or the. We know men are evil. We get it. Why don't you just call it that?
Yeah. I say see when that happens. I go, see? See? I do the same thing on First 48, too. That show with.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
Hours to solve the crimes. I go, see? See?
My wife gets so
knew
pissed.
He did it. I would love to see one white guy on that show. Wow. When those crimes happen, it's like, oh, boy.
They love it. But they love to go, look, it's not only inner city people who have drug problems, you know. They love to go to the heart of, Yeah, we know there's meth in Oklahoma. Thanks for fucking
pointing that out.
But it's always, they can't wait to get to the father. It's always the father who was abusive or the, which I'm not saying is not true, but mix it up. Since diversity is so important, show me the other side.
Didn't give enough love or give a little too much.
That's right. Come on, folks. That's all
And
I'm saying.
That's what having OCD is. Which is sad, huh? Yeah.
Boy,
How could someone reach the point in their life where they're reduced to picking out feces from their bowels? Well, it just doesn't happen overnight. Someone may start off being fearful of feces, so they start washing their hands, and they start cleaning the toilet seats, and they start wiping to the point that they're bleeding. And that just kind of, it spreads like a cancer.
She sounds, what is this? This shrink sounds about as qualified as me. Fuck.
I kind of hear that, too.
You know? Oh, it doesn't just happen overnight. Really? She didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to scrub my ass till it falls out? That didn't happen last Tuesday? It's a gradual thing? You dumb twat. We know that.
Oh, God.
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
Harass almost be like when you... What's the matter with you? Harass almost be like when you were a kid and just ate Captain Crunch without any milk. Just shards
for your mouth,
flesh hanging.
It's not. That was. I used to think I was imagining that.
I was like, what the fuck did I do? It's like Captain Crunch or
Yeah.
Just any of those cereals, Fruit Loops.
Can I get another bowl of 4-H sandpaper, please? Thank you.
Yeah. God, that would tear the
I go,
shit
Daddy,
out of you.
did you ground light bulbs in my cereal again like you did our dog?
Now, I guess she's cured, Danny. Is that how the show works?
Oh, yes. She had her asshole removed.
Therapy, and then they show her and how.
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows if they actually, get 100% cured, but at least at the end of these shows, they typically show them doing a whole lot better.
Because that's what we need.
How do you?
That's what we need from our TV. Yeah. Everything wrapped up nice for us.
Exactly.
Now she just shoves a breath strip up her
ass. Or a piece of Hubba Bubba.
Because it's just like that in real life, right? Everything gets nicely wrapped up in an hour.
Exactly. She pours 10 Tic Tacs exactly in there.
She puts a piece of Big Red between her cheeks and then just mushes and opens and closes and mushes and opens and closes her.
Big Red.
And she hums the Big Red theme song.
Ow. That would hurt.
Yeah, because it tingles.
Hurt your mouth, that fucking gum.
Well, she goes to a picnic.
Oh, I hope ants crawl into her asshole and come out holding their nose and just sends her right back. Rotten asshole.
Nydia, Matt, and I are going to go to the park and have a picnic so that Nydia can connect with Matt in his environment, not just on her territory.
Feeling dirty, feeling that I don't feel
What's her
comfortable
worst
with.
nightmare?
Huh?
Lock her into a porta potty.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Just dirty feces everywhere.
Just for 24 hours. Don't let her out.
Yeah, how would she handle
Tip it over.
How would she handle that scene in Slumdog Millionaire, you think?
Oh.
That'd be rough.
Yeah.
How about the one in Schindler's List and little kids hiding in the...
Oh, yeah, and the shit.
Jesus.
She would have to scrub her skin off
That happened to me at a picnic once.
It's fun, right?
Absolutely.
Comfortable with. I'm nervous about not being able to wash my hands and then handle my food and eat it. That's really anxiety provoking. I don't know if I can do it.
Picnic is it, dummy.
Oh, celery.
My favorite, actually.
She used to go to pick asses.
I kind of like it.
Celery.
My favorite,
Oh, my
actually.
goodness. The box of goodies that I brought today contained a lot of fiber.
Laxatives.
Celery sticks, fruit, anything that could potentially induce the urge for Nydia to have to take a bowel movement.
Well, that makes me
On a
nervous
scale
at a
of 0
picnic.
to 10, are you having any
She wipes her ass with poison ivy.
Could I get a rating? 10?
Fucking
Okay. I know
Guinness
this is
and
not
soft-boiled
easy.
eggs.
Very
I hope she
difficult
shits her
to
pants
eat
constantly now.
fiber. Once I start eating it, I think that's when I'm going to feel the anxiety go up. So it's going to be hard.
Like every time she stands up, liquid shit just shoots down the back of both of her legs.
Goes to the other end of the spectrum.
She's wearing a shit cape. It's squishy lady again. I keep my asshole clean by shitting until nothing but water comes out. Fucking awful.
damn.
He used to buy rubber sheets for the bed.
Guinness and
Oh, shit. Just really
I made her a nice summer squash filled with chili, covered in jalapenos, and then we're going to tie her to a tree and fucking...
watch the shit just pour out. Oh, God, like a tapping her from maple syrup.
It's the only way you can get them.
You think her worst nightmare is 2 girls, 1 cup?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, goddamn.
Her husband buys that thing that you put on the edge of the toothpaste. You know how you move it up and it squeezes the toothpaste out and he puts it on her waist?
Squeeze right out of her. Oh, shit.
Just make her drink a bottle of hot sauce and fucking tie her to the bump of her truck in a busy movie theater parking lot.
Leave her there. I would tie her hands behind her back too so she shits all over her hands.
Yeah, gets under her nails.
Double whammy. Like she can't even fucking be clean about it. Hog tie her, shitting on her feet, her hands, the back of her knees.
Then you roll her around it and yell, dirty girl.
Now clean it up.
And kick her.
You shitter like your father.
Doesn't Maury cure
stomach's killing me.
obsessions?
Yeah.
What?
Maury cures people like this.
Oh, yeah,
He can bring out shit.
Just throw shit
I
at
hate
her.
him.
Maury with his... Yeah, when a girl has a cotton ball complex, he throws cotton at her and shit like that. She
Yeah, like
lops
G.
those
Gordon
shit.
Liddy. You know, he's fair of rats. Remember when he's in
Yeah,
jail,
yeah.
so he ate
Yeah.
the rat?
Yeah.
You think that's
You're a
true?
real man.
Look at the terrorists having a nice Baskin Robbins.
Fucking amazing.
That's nice. Huh?
What
They're
a
in the
dumb
Caribbean.
Obama. What a dummy
Look at him
Obama.
swimming.
Look at
That's
that.
good.
I guess they were just there, huh?
Yeah.
They were just over there on the battlefield doing what? Observing?
That's all. They're fine. They're
Don't tell me the
swimming.
left doesn't hate this country.
Now they're swimming. Motherfuckers.
They got those curly beards.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at the tourists. They want to take pictures.
Yeah, can I have a picture with a terrorist?
Uyghurs.
Jesus.
Well,
Nothing.
This brings a little damper to our shit party.
Oh my God, that was I've never.
Awful tumor.
We talked a lot about.
That was I've
Almost
Tumor
done.
on that.
Huh?
Well, now she's got to take her shower, guys. She's got to take her shower.
Oh no! What the?
That's Maury. Maury runs the
Holy
same,
shit.
but Maury runs
Oh,
the
she
same
looks better.
5 shows over and over again.
She looks like Hervé Village has now.
What the fuck? She has a big ball bag hanging from her face. This girl.
He's such an exploiting scumbag.
Yeah. We've called him out on it live on the show here.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
He is
Maury.
just an evil fucking.
He just laughs.
They're doing it under the guise of educating you on.
course.
Because I'm going to run into a bunch of people like that throughout my life with Jay Leno disease.
And he always talks to them, talks to freaks right in their face. Just goes, "Let me tell you something. You are beautiful.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful person."
Yeah.
Oh, as he's dry heaving.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what is that?
Tumors?
Oh,
Oh, for Christ's sake. What the hell?
That looks like
What is
something
that?
from a movie
It's
set.
the Michelin Man from the Philippines.
You know what, dude?
Oh, guilty. Oh, shit.
See, what
Wow.
the
That
This is why.
that shit.
What do you
gotta
do? Oh,
come on.
God.
No way.
is that real?
Yes, yeah.
Where you at for the list?
He plays in a Star Wars band. What a horse's ass.
Google image tumor face, and you'll get a whole bunch of fun stuff to look at.
You have to return
You
that to the
got to
wardrobe
be.
when you're done.
Now, this is why I'm pro-choice.
Special effects by
See,
God.
now, come on.
Why is he wearing
That looks
chop
like-
meat on his head?
So it's like,
He looks like Tony from Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall, right.
Why does he just take that thing off his head? He looks silly. Buy a giant hat.
looks like somebody threw a fucking. Oh,
There she is.
That's probably what Nydia's asshole looks like.
Filled with shit, too. Why don't we see how she handles the shower thing now that she had a...
Well, I don't have to imagine how my balls look like on her face.
After her 10-minute therapy session, she's cured, and this is how she handles the shower.
They do. I mean, it's a title card that tells you, but they're in therapy for 6 weeks. I mean, not like that's an incredibly long time, but it's not just a quick old
Nydia's
session.
accomplished a lot in the last 12 weeks. She's eating
12?
fruits and vegetables, eating without hand washing, getting out of the house and going into nature.
Gotta
With
take
each
your word for
success, her confidence is getting a bit stronger. Now it's time to increase the level of difficulty. The momentous occasion. Nydia's getting rid of her instruments of harm. That's my animal. Now that Nydia's gotten rid of her tools, it's time for her to face her biggest exposure, and that's getting in the shower without engaging in her rituals. You could set the alarm for 11 minutes. That's a minute for the water to warm up. I want you to take your 10-minute shower. I don't want you to feel clean when you go in there. Any questions?
Spread your cheeks, bend over.
Yeah, how are we going to prove this is working?
It's going to be difficult for Nydia, but I need for her to normalize as much as possible, meaning she realizes she can cope with being dirty, that it's okay. She may not like it, she may not love it, but she can cope in a healthy way.
For Christ's sake, baby wipes.
I'm so afraid, especially right now that I can't add on to the bathroom.
We're not getting at the root cause of this.
Do things. I'm fighting it. Stay with it. My anxiety goes up when I'm not able to perform what I used to do because I still feel the same emotions I felt before, like I want to cry. I am very surprised by my progress. I have learned how to quiet the voices down, so I feel happy that I'm at the point where I am right now.
What a nightmare.
I hope she goes in the opposite direction now and saves all of her shit in a baggie and fucking makes hats out of it, and she can't stop.
Yeah, she goes into sculpturing. She's got like a bust of her whole family made out of...
She wants to be like Ghost.
Just piles it up in the closet.
Husband should have known something was wrong when he got a soul patch made of shit under his chin.
Couldn't a doctor explain that she's way dirtier?
I'm more qualified than that broad.
Right, because when you're scrubbing out your ass like that, your bacteria and all sorts of shit.
She didn't even bring up, though, childhood potty training. That wasn't part of the... Huh? That had nothing to do with it?
Dan, we got one more clip. Is it worth playing when she has her family over?
Well, I mean, it's just the wrap up. I mean, I figured
the wrap up.
Yeah, I figured
she sucks and she's never getting better.
There's a few other guys that were really interesting too. In this episode, like they do 2 people per episode. So the other guy in this episode just could not stop going to the gym. He has like a fear of aging and dying, so he goes to the gym like 50 times.
And his name is Tony what?
Tony. There's also a woman.
Is he in good shape?
He was in okay shape, not bad.
How's he not in perfect shape?
It's funny. I have no idea. I asked myself the same question.
Because he goes there and he sits on the bench and eats Cheetos and shit.
That's because he's got to be at the gym.
He only works out like a few minutes at a time. Like he'll go to the gym on his way to work, on the way home from work. He'll hit a gym. He'll hit a few gyms on the way home from work.
What an asshole! What other country or society? Seriously,
a few reps.
Does that happen in Pakistan?
No.
Some guy's obsessed with his abs.
I don't think they got OCD in Iran. No way.
There's also another chick who...
No way, no how.
Who is obsessed with death and killing, and she can't stop thinking about killing people with, she can't be around a knife because she'll think about picking up the knife and what it would be like to shove it into somebody.
Nice. That's called having a period. For Christ's sake.
Fun show. Obsessed Mondays on A&E.
Get E-Rock in
What,
here.
is it an hour?
Yeah,
1
it's
hour?
an hour long, yeah.
Mondays?
Mondays.
It's on tonight?
No, it was on last night.
And what did they do last night?
Last night was a hoarding episode. I DVR'd it. I'll check it out later today.
Oh.
I'll watch it, but if I sense anything contrived.
Yeah.
E-Rock gave me something fake. Remember we were talking about the SiriusXM Father's Day promotion thing that we had to read?
Of course.
The company deemed one of the reads we did less depressing, and that's the one currently running.
Less depressing?
There's one they deemed too depressing, and they're not running it. What's this all about there?
Do you have the too depressing one?
Oh,
Can you get in trouble for that?
Yeah.
What's this about?
You did a long session, and Derek had to produce them down to 30 seconds. So he tried to keep some of the humor in it. But that last one, the whole company was like, no, this is too depressing. We can't run this for Father's Day.
Depressing. It was funny.
And it was us saying
it. Was just us. It was
us talking about our dead dads.
Do you saying it again? Where we're headed?
We're dead. We've moved on.
No, but it's the way that you seg into your dead dad in that second spot.
And this never aired?
The second one didn't air. The first one is the one that's
gotta
running.
hear it. Right now we got to hear it.
Why are they determining it? We fucking did it.
No.
For our channel. Fuck you.
Fine with it.
Hey, it's Opie and Anthony.
You know, Father's Day, right around the corner. And if your dad likes listening, both of ours are dead.
But if your father's alive, this could be perfect for him, right?
Of course.
Give him the Stiletto 2 or XMP3 portable radio so he can have his favorite music, sports, and even the Opie and Anthony show.
Take advantage of a limited-time Father's Day offer right now by visiting Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
It's funny you said limited time.
Just like our dads. They were on this earth for a limited time only.
Wow, they pretty much decided to take all the humor out of our reads, I see.
Yeah, what happened there?
What the fuck? Turn it into a regular... How do you turn what we did into a regular commercial?
I know.
Are they playing that one?
They're playing the other one, I guess.
That's funny.
We did it for like 5 minutes, and these are 30-second spots?
Yep.
Oh, you got to get the raw audio. We'll play that for everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to find that.
Oh, okay. So, why was that too depressing, the second one?
I'll tell you after I stop crying.
The offer being for a limited time, just like our dads were here for a limited time, they're dead. They weren't really too happy with playing that on other channels.
So which one? Let me hear the one they're playing then. People are yelling no because I guess we're playing this a lot on the channel.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard it.
Let me hear it. Hey, it's Opie and Anthony.
You know, Father's Day, right around the corner. And if your dad likes listening, both of ours are dead.
But if your father's alive, this could be perfect for him, right?
Of course.
Give him the Stiletto 2 or XMP3 portable radio so he can have his favorite music, sports, and even the Opie and Anthony show.
Take advantage of a limited-time Father's Day offer right now by visiting Sirius.com or XMRadio.com or call them up 1-888-5-SIRIXM.
What about talking about them being in the grave and if you lay the satellite radio down on the ground, maybe
they'll hear
their old dad could still hear the old radio show.
I think what was asked was, did they do a take that didn't mention that their fathers were dead and were told no?
Of course not. Fuck you.
Why were we going to do that?
Making us do a Father's Day read. Go fuck yourselves, you weirdos.
Funny how that one gets played on every channel, but not the fucking promo to hear free O&A.
Yeah, of course.
No one hears those anywhere.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys can fuck around with those reads and stuff and not get in trouble?
No, well, obviously, we did.
Isn't that like the bread and butter? I thought that was like the one sacred cow in radio.
Find the raw audio.
We're trying to.
Well, it's serious. It's not
different, right? Than
because it's not like it's an outside advertisement.
It's a serious product.
It's a serious
it's
product.
Their own stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they're selling their own wares.
People saying it was funny, but not really, man. You got to hear the long version. We went on for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. Jimmy's going to be on Red Eye tonight. Nick DiPaolo, nickdip.com, Facebook, Nick DiPaolo, and Just for Laughs Chicago Comedy Festival, June 18th and 19th. That's this Thursday and Friday, right? Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
At the Vic Theater, Just for Laughs Chicago.com. And then for everybody in Winter Park, Florida, you're listening, Terry, go see Nick. He'll make you happy.
That's right.
My sister. June 25th through the 27th, Belly Busters. BellybustersOrlando.com for tickets to see Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah, baby.
We'll wrap up next. Opie and Anthony. Getting ready to wrap up the Opie and Anthony show. Jim Norton's going to be on Red Eye tonight.
Yes.
Let's check out Jim Norton on Red Eye tonight.
I will also be in Fort Lauderdale Thursday night at the Improv in the Hard Rock, and then Friday, Saturday, West Palm Beach. At the Improv in
Oh, you
West
broke
Palm.
it up. Nice.
They broke it up. They probably figured I wouldn't draw well in any one place. So let's just try to split this zero up.
I've done both clubs, and that would be a better way of doing it.
Yeah, just one night in Fort Lauderdale, 2 nights in
that
West
would be
Palm.
fucking great.
Nick, I figured they say you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but I figured there's plenty of me to go around. Go ahead, your turn.
Rumor has it you finished with the toothbrush up the ass. Is that?
That's actually my opening bit. It's like when Ozzy would open with Paranoid when he was touring solo.
Yeah,
and then you finish up with something else.
That's the biggie.
Sure is. I do a I don't actually I do a headstand and someone can hold the toothbrush in my ass and then 2 of my assistants will spin my legs like a top.
Ow! Ow!
And I yell ta-da and the curtain closes.
My ass hurts just from being on the show.
Language.
Yeah,
That was not fun to
This
listen
is my
to.
house.
I think we're just about done, man. There's nothing else going on,
Yeah,
really.
we went through
We did everything.
My
We
plugs?
went through all the mumbo jumbo.
Oh, yeah,
Of
we need
course.
Nick
Would it bother you if I gave you plugs really
Nick
bad?
DiPaolo's
Yeah,
plugs.
Nick will be at the, yeah, whatever. If you're in Chicago, just for laughs, if that's what you want to do at your time. June 18th, 19th, the Vic Theater with Louis C.K., Jim Jeffries, you, who else?
Patrice.
But God damn, it's a good show. Just for laughs, Chicago.com. And Nick will also be in Florida next week.
Yes.
June 25 through 27 at Belly Busters Comedy Club. It's in Orlando. It's bellybustersorlando.com.
Winter Park, Florida.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
Yeah, it's
I got
part
it.
of Orlando, I guess.
Yeah, Belly Busters in Winter Park, Florida. bellybustersorlando.com, June 25th through the 27th. Next Thursday and Friday. Or next Friday and Saturday, I guess.
And then I'll be at Skid Marks. No.
Next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Beautiful. Good seeing you, fellas.
Nice seeing you, Nick.
Very good. Always having you in here. Very, very fun, Nick DiPaolo.
Look at the puppy get flushed out of the toilet, the poor little thing.
I know, look at
That's the girl who shits on herself, isn't it?
That's how she cleans it now. She gave the dog a toothbrush.
But puppy flushed down toilet?
It was a little kid, didn't mean it.
Kinda. Oh, you sure?
He was 4. And the dog's okay.
He said, doggy needs washing.
Did he?
And flushed it down the toilet.
Yeah, the kid knew.
Stupid little
Kid's going to be a serial killer. Kill
yeah,
him
that's
now.
what I was thinking.
Kill him now.
Absolutely.
The dog's fine, though. The dog's out.
Save a lot of co-eds.
Hooker needs washing.
right, exactly.
He chops her up in the bathtub.
Flushes her down his toolbox with his hammer.
E-Rock, it's good?
Yeah.
We're going to leave you guys today with the unedited Father's Day read.
Very good.
It's 3 minutes, Ant. We
Yeah.
spent 3 minutes just kind of riffing about Father's Day. And then they made him into 30 very boring, 30 seconds of very boring material.
They took out all the uncomfortable dead daddy stuff.
Yeah. You want to hear this?
Sure.
All right, listen to this. Hey, it's Opie and Anthony.
Hi, how you doing? You know, Father's Day, right around the corner. And if your dad likes listening, boy, this is one of mine and Opie's favorite holidays, Father's Day.
Yeah, no shit.
Both of ours are dead.
Thanks, SiriusXM.
Thanks for giving us this copy.
Wonderful.
If my dad wasn't dead, I would like him to listen to SiriusXM in the car. He would love carrying it with him if he wasn't dead.
Yeah, I think my dad would enjoy it too, Anthony. But unfortunately, you don't get satellite radio 6 feet under.
Or in heaven.
Or in heaven, that's right. They haven't figured that one out yet. But if your father's alive, this could be perfect for him, right?
Of course.
This Father's Day, give him the Stiletto 2 or XMP3 portable radio so he could have his favorite music, sports. My dad used to like the Knicks. Not no more. Know why, Aunt?
Why is that, Ope?
Because he's dead. And even the Opie and Anthony show. Boy, my dad loved our show. He called in a few times.
Yeah.
Not calling anymore now, is he?
My dad liked that's right. He never got to hear me on the radio.
Why is that, Anthony?
Because he's dead.
Yeah.
And he died before I ever got on the radio. He knew me as a construction worker.
But
period.
if your father's alive,
yes,
get him the SiriusXM thing. He can carry it wherever he goes this summer.
Take advantage of a limited time Father's Day offer right now by visiting Sirius.com or XMRadio.com or call him up 1-888-5-SIRIXM.
It's funny you said limited time.
Just like our dads.
Yeah.
They were on this earth for a limited time only.
Yeah.
Wow, that's ironic.
I miss you, Dad.
I miss you, Daddy. I would like to get you a Sirius radio, but I can't.
Maybe we could have a seance.
Because you're dead.
You think my dad and your dad are hanging out?
That would be kind of cool.
Be kind of cool, right?
Yeah. I'd like to think that, but I know they're not.
No?
No.
What are they really doing?
Rotting.
Great.
Unfortunately, it's all you do after your dad die. I'm going to leave one at his tombstone, a Sirius radio.
Ooh, a little Twilight Zone thing.
Yeah. And then he could hear the broadcast of the show.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, till some grave robber worker steals it.
All right. Get SiriusXM for your dad if he's still living. I'm done.
See if they like that one. They're going to be like, yeah, that's a little dark.
I ain't recutting it.
No, fuck it.
Either do that or...
Done. Run it like that, motherfucker.
What assholes we
Can't
are.
believe the company wouldn't like that one.
Run it like that, motherfucker. I don't even remember like how bad that did get.
You can hear all the edits in there.
Yeah, you can hear
the parts they used, chopped it up.
Oh, that's funny.
They chopped the shit out of that. Thank you.
Wasn't it uplifting?
Holy shit. Well, how about you do your research?
Brutal.
There's a million people that work here that have fathers living. Have them do the read.
Yeah,
It's a good point.
Father's
It's a good point.
I don't. Father's Day sucks for me.
Although
if you
I do
want to know
have
the truth.
Sal.
Yeah.
I get Sal something.
Yeah, Sal rules.
Oh, Sal I've been married to my mother for like 30 years.
He's pretty much your father.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sal and Row.
Nick, you got your parents still living?
Yes.
Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
I do.
Lucky
Both
ducky.
healthy. I got longevity on my side.
God bless, huh? God bless.
God bless.
I love that. God bless.
What kind of longevity?
My father's father was 93. And I mean healthy right up to 2 days before he
Hey,
died.
from your mouth to God's ears.
His mother was 84. My mother's mother was 93.
Gee.
But my mother's father got hit by an oil truck. He was like in his 40s.
What, do you invent a water-powered car? Jesus Christ.
Who knows, man? You know what he did invent? But you know what's funny?
There we go.
He was an
invented
inventor. You know the pitchback?
Yeah.
He invented that.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking patent. We have the patent.
I
shit.
used that as a kid.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Who invented that?
My mother's father.
Pitchback?
Yeah, he got killed, like I said. I told him in
And
a
you
car
moved it
accident.
so then you could get some pop fly action?
Yes, remember that?
Yeah, you tip it back a
I'd
little
be the
bit.
guy right near the net throwing it as hard as I can
Yes.
to pop them up for my brothers.
Exactly.
Oh, you
they
did-
run into
wait,
traffic.
what?
Yeah.
You played with that with someone else? That was if the lonely kid
No,
played
we
with
played.
it.
We made a game out of it actually, where you try to throw it as hard against the net as possible, and if
Have it hit your nuts?
well, if your brother didn't catch it, then you get a point. So you're trying to
Okay.
figure out all sorts of angles and stuff.
That's a good one.
I said, I'd tilt it so it'd fly ball right in the middle of the street. My brother would go out. Nice.
Fucking mortar.
Yep.
Yeah, so longevity, you know.
Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah, who knows, though, right?
That helps you out.
Like my grandfather smoked Pall Malls or Camels unfiltered, you know.
Yeah,
he was out in the sun 14 hours a day. But then you realize they had an ozone back then, and the cigarettes weren't loaded with fucking... So it's all different.
It's all different now.
You know?
It all sucks now.
I'm talking about longevity. You know I'm going to get hit on the Henry Hudson today.
No, God
Nick.
forbid.
End up
God
laying in the
forbid.
middle lane pooping on myself like the tub woman, and, you know.
You had a near miss already, grabbing onto that tree that had the
Jesus
had the
Christ, I
phone
think
wire
about
on it.
that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Gotta stay away from those wires.
Holding on to the fucking in the rain.
Why, though?
Huh?
That's dangerous.
Just trying to.
Of course it is.
Look at him
How about
taking
me, ready
serious.
to take the fucking bait? Well,
Let's go home.
All right.
Nick, it's a pleasure, man.
guys,
Come
are you
back
kidding
and
me?
see us.
I like it up here. You like this better than the other studio? or No.
The
we
show's
got
been
used to
better.
it, yeah.
Huh?
Show's been
Definitely
better
got
I
since
like
we
a little.
moved over.
I like the building, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
I mean, just not having to use that other bathroom. I was looking forward to come up here. That monkey cage thing.
That thing.
Oh, yeah, the smelly
Oh, God,
bathroom.
that's
Remember that?
Forgot
Sort
about
of
that.
combination of Canadian mints and diarrhea. Oof.
Sounds wonderful.
Hey, Nick, you'll be proud to know that this guy and Todd used the pitchback machine for something nice. Go ahead, Todd. We'll end with you.
How you doing, boys?
Hey.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Long ago when I was a little kid, my brother and I were playing with the pitchback, and we looked over and saw we had a bunch of kittens. So my brother balled up the kittens and threw them one by one against the pitchback.
There you go, Nick. Your
Killed
family's
every one of them.
responsible for dead cats.
What part of Germany is your family from?
Oh!
That was a strike.
Brutal. There were little kittens everywhere.
Golf balls with the pitchback.
Yes.
Those things.
Good.
Wow, it
Yes.
was fly.
Yes.
That's what I think we used to make it really difficult.
That's right. Super balls.
All that shit.
Remember Super Balls?
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
compressed rubber.
Do they make
Just
those
like-
anymore? Are those dangerous?
Yeah,
Do they-
they
Probably
probably make them
dangerous.
safe now. Where they don't
Yeah.
go.
Do you remember
'Cause that was
Estes
launched
rockets,
like,
Anthony?
Oh, hell
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. I
Did
used
you?
these rockets.
We used to
The
try
Big
to
Bertha,
Big
the
Bertha.
V2.
We strapped
Yes.
we used to strap like a frog to it. A Big
Yeah, they were
Bertha.
giant. Big D engines you used in that one.
And they had little
Igniter.
Yes. My cousin Johnny was a little bit of a psycho.
Would the frogs die?
I can't remember. My cousin Johnny's his son. Yes, they would.
Parachute would opened. I guess they'd be all right.
But the pressure up there, the gas mask, the oxygen mask would not deploy.
Yeah, it would
And,
deploy right.
you know.
They're fucking, you're reenacting Apollo 1 on the pad. They're just burning up.
I want to start playing with rockets again.
Rockets were fun.
Do they still sell those fucking
Estes
things?
rockets.
Yeah. They're not as. They don't sell them as. I don't think they sell them like they used to. With
How
the
high
big-
would they go?
Really?
Shit.
I had some
Out of sight.
3-stage rockets that would go up so goddamn high.
Take
you
a
just
couple
lose
hours
them.
to come down with a parachute, right?
Parachute, or they'd have streamer recovery.
Oh,
It's
is that right?
What the fuck? So it would come down faster. It's like a little streamer that came out with a little wind resistance. But yeah, I used to take like lizards out in California and put them in there. And I had a payload section.
That's right, the payload section.
Payload section.
They always blew away though. The fucking wind would
you needed
take
a big field. That's why out in
Yeah,
California
we had a
like that, I had a
field. We had a big
giant
field.
field.
I didn't have a giant field. I had the woods.
I had a V2, the German V2 one. It was like 4 feet tall. It took off in slow motion. It's like,
really?
That was cool as
Could
shit,
you have taken
man.
off on it, or are you too heavy?
I think it's a little too heavy.
All right.
I would have needed like probably 50 D engines.
Tie like 10 of them to your feet.
Yeah. And then, of course, you get a little older and you just dispense with the rocket completely and just put the igniter in the engine and let that thing go. I think it was called a... I don't have my beat.
We know what kind of chaser
I think it was called a...
Gentlemen, please.
No.
Gentlemen,
You know,
please.
it was some kind of chaser. Yeah.
Would they go more than 1,000 feet high?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. They were
would
really
pretty
ridiculous.
much disappear.
Yeah, some of them you could saw
barely
a
see
smoke
'em.
trail.
Yeah.
It would disappear. And if you built it wrong, it would tip over and crash. You had to get those fins on straight. Had to get them on straight. Nice trick was to you take the tube, the cardboard tube, put it in the angle of your door jamb, and then just draw a straight line right down. That way,
perfect.
and then you keep the fin on the line. Now you're set.
You were too technical.
No, I just love.
Did you do the
building
dumb
rockets.
water ones?
No, the water ones sucked. I needed fucking...
They got them pretty impressive where they went up
gunpowder.
a few hundred feet. But
I did that, like I said, up until my brother started hiding his pot in the payload sections, the joints. And I was like, what is this? And I smoked one. And then every bit of science, ambition, math...
went out the
everything
door.
just went right out the door, out the window. Yeah, look at that fucking thing go, man.
Wow.
At apogee. And then it hits apogee and deploys the parachute. I filled it up with flash powder too because the blast that deployed the parachute used to have to put wadding in between the engine and the parachute, or it would melt the parachute. So because it was hot.
Yeah.
It was like a little explosion that came out of the top of the engine after it burnt out. So I filled rockets with flash powder, stage flash powder, and set them off. And that actual blast would ignite it and it would just explode in midair. It looked great. Oh, yeah, there's a camera on one.
Oh,
that's fucking cool.
Little micro video camera on it. Look how high up that fucking thing is going.
Danny, what
Isn't that amazing?
YouTube video for the people out there?
That was very
Gotta
cool.
share that.
It's called...
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
This is on YouTube. It's called ATC 2000 Rocket Ride with Freefall.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll leave you with
that's
that.
cool.
Check out that video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Nick.
Peace out. Thank you, fellas.